Yes. So based. This is awesome. This is amazing content, dude. I love it. I love it.
Why am I in everything? Like,
I know, but it's Gumpsky.
Yo, MikeyNohMore. That was a great fucking video.
This documentary is made by a legendary creator. He's really on the come up right now. And with Turkey Tom's downfall, just saying he's positioned to pick up the pieces quite well. So here we have MikeyNohMore. And he's done a really good documentary on Nick Fuentes, really good one on Review Tech USA.
Biggest Problem live show was a fucking Kino as fuck.
He's doing some pretty good live streams as well. The Laura Loomer one. The Laura Loomer one's good. I haven't seen the Dark Viper one. The Vicious Vickers one is probably the best. So he's got some banger content out here, guys. One of the best going. But here we have this one, Jeremy Hambly, Rich Grifter, Poor Grifter. And this uncovered a lot of stuff that we just didn't even know. So let's have a look.
Everyone go subscribe to MikeyNohMore. Again, there's the fucking thing. We'll link it up here. But guys, this is the the Jeremy Hambly, Rich Grifter, Poor Grifter documentary.
There's a saying that if you do what you love, you'll never work a day.
Okay.
Whoa, this was a choice. This was a bold artistic direction to take from MikeyNohMore. What did Mikey mean by this? If you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. That's crazy, dude.
But what if what you love is reading other people's articles in a camera for 10 minutes at a time, e-begging from your audience, and starting businesses that light up like the Notre Dame Cathedral?
It's so true. Every business.
No, it's your online business is just regurgitating news article, and you think that you're gonna make millions of dollars a year, every year, forever. That's seriously what they think. The money will never stop. It'll never go down at any point. They're gonna be on top forever, and that's just not how it works at all. Anyway.
Oh my God, dude.
The second you have to actually run them. Can you really still call what you're doing work at that point? Well, you would if your name was Jeremy Hambly, a.k.a. The Quartering.
What a name.
You know, the word
the
grifter.
I'm not going to lie. For half a second, I thought he was talking about Review Tech.
They're almost interchangeable. They're almost the same person, you know? It all applied. It all applied to Review Tech. It really did.
Gets thrown around a lot these days. It's an overused catch.
After 6 hours of film, my brain needs a recovery.
I know.
Seriously.
All term for anyone with a donation link or just a bad opinion. But we need to get back to the roots of the word, the classic definition.
Okay.
A con artist,
a
Jesus.
What is Mikey doing, bro? He's taking this pretty far, eh? Holy.
Someone who uses deceit to swindle. And if the Quartering isn't a grifter, none of these other internet hustlers are either. Thing is, the Quartering is not even really a hustler. He's a prolific slot manufacturer who's gotten out of almost...
By the way, this is...
Not even really a hustler.
Quartering right here.
It is. Take my snake oil. I have a cure for all ailments. Come for the miracle cure, the miracle elixir. I have found it. One cure cures all. It's a low charge, one-time fee, and that's all you'll ever need.
If there's one thing I've learned about Jeremy Hambly while making this video, it's that when the times get tough, the Quartering gets to begging.
The beg inning. Nailed it. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Being a man of industry, a guy who owned his own business and didn't have to answer to anybody, has been an admittedly admirable long-time trait of Jeremy's, and he's been at it for over 2 decades.
My very first channel, it still exists. It's called Be Your Own IT. And if you go back and look at like the oldest video, I'm I'm there.
Be Your Own IT was a tech YouTube channel and website essentially dedicated to scamming boomers who couldn't use Google or know how to browse tech forums into paying Jeremy to give them the most basic tech advice in the world. There were already YouTube channels back in the early aughts that offered essentially the same value of info that Jeremy was trying to dupe people into paying for. Unsurprisingly, the business struggled, and it led Jeremy to making a video in 2008 that would completely
This is crazy. Like, this lore is how he found this is crazy.
He went in deep. Even Return of the Mac and Cheese was blown away.
Yeah.
To where he was like, how did he find this stuff? And that's like that's our top guy.
Yeah.
That's the top Jer
That's
A-log.
the guy.
Like, the guy has the PhD in Gerology. And Mikey found a way to top it. It's wild.
Yeah, man.
shadow his future career of entrepreneurship. I ain't got the video though. It's gone. Jeremy managed to get rid of it along with almost any other evidence that Be Your Own IT was a thing that he was once affiliated with. This was a smart move on Jeremy's part because a lot of those videos did not age well for him, including the video I'm talking about, which Jeremy—
Oh no, not this.
Sad, pathetic cry for help from me? What sort of a title is that? Sad, pathetic cry. Help
What
me,
the
bitch.
hell?
I'm begging. Please. It only got 1,300 views. So all the way back in 2008, this guy was going, I'm under attack. Please help. I'm under attack. And he even admitted it was sad and pathetic. Oh, no.
Jesus.
literally titled A Sad Pathetic Cry for Help from Me.
This
Now,
is the
fortunately, while we don't have the video, the trans—
No, it doesn't. No. He found the transcript.
Yo, Mikey, let's go.
Oh, no.
Buddy,
Jared,
this guy,
bro.
man, this guy's good, dude.
Yeah.
Buddy,
Selfish.
half these documentary YouTube channels like steal from each other and shit, or just like
This guy's out here doing his own original research.
crazy,
Straight up.
crazy, man.
script did manage to survive. And to summarize, the video was basically a precursor to every I need your help, my channel is under attack video that Jeremy has ever made.
Look at
I
this.
need your help.
That was his actual. That was his actual.
Please help me. Ah.
That's crazy.
Help, my channel is under attack video that Jeremy has ever made. Double speaking about how the channel and blog are doing great while also admitting he only makes 25 cents.
Someone said BitChute had all the information on Jeremy. It's like, yeah, no one uses BitChute. It's not even like legally a real website anymore. Like, come on.
Off the site every 2 days. Talking about how the business barely making any money is fine because it's all about helping people with his 10 years of computer repair experience.
By the way,
anyway,
this motherfucker had Funko Pops in 2008?
Yeah.
Dude.
He had like the first like edition manufactured ones.
he says this while also
That's
pleading
a shocking level of soy and cringe. Like, it actually blows my mind.
Consume.
for people to share the video, share the blog, make videos about his videos and his blogs, and maybe doing a response for a response, share for a
Don't
share
ask,
thing.
do you think the Funko Pops retain their value?
So Jared
No.
was one of the like for like guys. Sub for sub guys.
Sub for sub guys.
That
So
YouTubers—
cringe. Oh man.
I used to fucking like scream at people in comments like 15 years ago for doing that.
back in the early days like to do. Basically, his business was doing bad and Jeremy begged for his YouTube audience to come to his rescue. Yeah, bro's been doing that for going on 18 years. He might actually be one of the only guys on the internet
Let's go.
Who's been doing it longer than the guy himself.
who's been—
Imagine
Listen.
being such a shameless grifting beggar that you're outdoing Phil. This is the
crazy.
quartering's legacy, or begacy if it were.
crying to their audience for support, longer than Darkside Phil. Jeremy Hambly, when it comes to being a strong, independent businessman, is soft as baby shit and quick to resort to a bailout from his community whenever he can. Also, the whole thing about just wanting to help people with his computer repair skills and not caring that Be Your Own IT barely made any money was a lie, because as soon as he was able to, Jeremy sold that bitch to somebody else and never engaged in any further computer repair content again.
What I did was I started selling these little how to repair your own computer kits, and then some VC guy bought that channel from me, and I think I got 160,000.
Whoa! What? Jeremy is claiming a venture capitalist gave him $160,000 for a YouTube channel with 25,000 subs. What?
No.
$1,000.
2000.
Not only because it didn't.
How much?
And I think I got $160,000.
Shut the f up, you piece of shit liar. That's bullshit. Cap all the way. Never chat. It's like, what?
Not only because it
He sold it for maybe a K, 1K. That's even being generous.
didn't make him that
This
much
is crazy.
money, and competition in the online IT advice scene was really starting to heat up around 2011 when he sold it, but because, just like with Review Tech USA, Jeremy's tech know-it-all was actually quite limited. Despite having over a decade's worth of computer repair experience, Jeremy can't even repair his own laptops. He has to send
This is recent.
them to an actual expert instead. Now, even though his tech era was over, Jeremy wouldn't stop.
Oh my God, folks. You guys don't know
The
about this.
RC car channel.
The RC car channel where he would spend every penny he earned on RC cars. What a
And
waste
more.
of money. Yeah.
Like, I'm sure it was a net loss, but Jeremy, I wrote it off on my taxes. I profited, bro.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he did.
Making YouTube content after Be Your Own IT. All throughout the early 10s, Jeremy would start multiple channels that were more or less just him trying to find a way to turn his various consumerist hobbies into YouTube hustles. You had RC Nightmare, where Jeremy would show off and play with various radio control toys, a strong obsession of his to this day. And this wasn't the only RC channel he had, just the first and biggest one. He'd make a bunch of offshoots, RC Flight School.
Wait. I forgot about this in the video. Get multiple RC channels?
RC
Why would
Skipper,
you need multiple RC channels?
Did he just like
No, he
re-upload?
Weekly show about everything RC related had 2 episodes.
We gotta watch this. RC Spotlight?
Whoa.
RC Spotlight, Team RCN, and
Oh my God, it's the same guy with him too.
Friends of RC.
Suffering overdue for a pack it up because I don't have any proof, but I strongly believe Jer got some considerable inheritance back in the. I'm sure he did, but I mean, his father didn't pass until just a couple of years ago. So I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Maybe they gave him an early inheritance or a trust fund or something like that, but his mom's still alive because he didn't visit her for Christmas.
He also made Clawstruck, a channel dedicated to claw machines.
And then I started a channel about RC cars, and I sold that. And then claw machines.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Claw machine.
The claw machines one was my
dude.
favorite. It's so sad that died.
But out of all of these hobby channels, the one Jeremy would go on to get the most mileage out of was one he started in 2012 called Unsleeved Media.
What's up, guys? Jeremy and Brandon here
God.
from MTG headquarters. That's up for Magic the Gathering. How's it going? Our hands.
Unsleeved Media.
He's so boring, even no matter what topic. No matter what topic,
This doesn't
drama, fucking politics, magic, it sucks.
Also known as MTG
Terrible.
Yeah, it's a horrible.
headquarters, was, as both names suggest, a channel dedicated to Magic the Gathering, a children's trading card game that has gradually evolved into
A children's card game.
It's just like everything he's into is so childish and cringe. Funko Pops, trading cards, claw machines, fucking RC vehicles. Like, this is crazy. And then you wonder, like, where did all the money go? It went to all of this stupid shit. It's all wasted.
What a waste.
A middle-aged men's trading card game. Jeremy's channel didn't stand out that much. There were plenty of MTG channels out there, and he would do about what most of them did. Unboxing videos, talking about new sets, talking about tournaments, the latest meta, rule changes, the occasional giveaway, etc., about what you expect. Still, Jeremy grinded it out and built a decent following over the years, with Unsleeved Media eventually hitting 75,000 subs by 2015.
Well, we got there, and I can't thank you guys enough.
Jeremy is noticeably more chill in these videos. Unsleeved Media, like all of his other hobbies.
Imagine smelling his laundry basket. Whew. That laundry basket must be rough.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Around him doing things he genuinely enjoyed. And while making money was always a goal, it wasn't the
sorry, chat.
be-all, end-all reason for why Jeremy made content back in the day. Until it was. See, around 2015, Jeremy would try to turn his Unsleeved Media side hustle into an actual business. Not just through Patreon either. Nah, he was going to launch a mobile app called Game Finder that he had ambitions to turn into a cornerstone for players in the MTG community. How did he manage to get the money to develop it? By crowdfunding it to a tune of about 30.
You know, I watched this and I forgot. Like it's so much.
I'm not.
It's so thick of it's so thick of content. You know what I mean?
It's so dense. There's so much going on.
It's like, boom,
holy fuck. No,
how many grifts?
By the way, he found 767
people
to back this back then. But somehow with his million subscriber channel, he can't manage to get that many members and is bleeding money on his live stream.
That's so
Isn't
true.
That wild?
That's so true.
$1,000. The purpose was simple. Create a way for players to be able to find other players to play Magic with. Basically, Tinder or Grindr, but for
oh my god. And by the way,
my
so in a chat said it, he actually dropped the E like Grindr did too.
middle-aged men playing a children's card game. Very straightforward idea. And hey, it blew up. Users really weren't fans of how the app handled location data and personal info. There were still bugs because the app's maintenance was ass. No. It just didn't get any traction. Wasn't a whole lot of reason to use it as opposed to Facebook or Discord, which launched the same year as Game Finder did. You would think that a guy with over a decade of tech experience would have considered these things before launching the app and wasting everyone's money. But nah, Jeremy's first crowdfunded business was basically dead on arrival. It looked like Jeremy was going to be stuck being an eternal hobbyist tuber forever. But there had been a little culture war about ethics and games journalism going on since 2014.
Here we go.
Now, Jeremy wouldn't get involved in Gamergate.
Consequences have been a disaster for the online. Like, it really has been a total fucking disaster because it enabled pieces of shit like this guy and Matt Jarbo to somehow become the saviors of the West. Somehow.
Himself, but ripple effects from it, the veterans of it, and the seeds of culture war it would spread across the web would greatly impact Jeremy's future career. It was in 2017 that he would throw himself in his first culture war scuffle. And I want you to pay attention, because 2017 is where the Hambly Ministry of Truth's narrative crafting really starts to kick in.
The Gathering.
It all started in June of 2017 when Jeremy got blacklisted by Wizards of the Coast.
It's no secret to those of you who have followed me for a long time.
What the fuck?
I am blacklisted.
With his forehead.
Both officially, I mean, it basically is
shit.
Because he came on my stream to talk about this. Remember with Medicare? Yeah. And then that's the one that Medicare told everyone.
It's all your fault.
Okay, hang on, but we watched the downfall, made money off of it. You're welcome.
You know what? You were sowing the seed. You know,
yep, an investment.
If
Like
it
with
was
Ralph.
an investment, it
It's like with
finally
Ralph.
paid dividend. You plant the seeds, you water it. It takes a while for the crop to sprout.
And then here be the 9-year-long
Your
grift.
9-year-long master grifter plan, Gorski.
Officially as they can do it. I can still play
And
in sanction.
by the way, famously, that was the fucking stream where Medicare added Hasbro that I was coming to murder the employees there.
Events currently. I'm probably one offensive joke away from
Literally, that's from this. Yeah.
getting my DCI taken. There was a brief period of time where I was somebody that they would send free product to. And I'd gotten to the point where they would even let me do spoilers.
Do those glasses not look like they fucking hurt? Like they look like they're digging into his nose and like grinding in. Like, look at that shit.
Yeah, they do.
It looks like he looks like he has nose piercings on either side, like metal studs or screws, like driving in. And he's got like the cheapest, shaftiest Walmart frames going. He's supposed to be a millionaire already at this time. It's wild.
Yeah. Hang on, let me just move this by next hurting. Let me do this.
They would even let me do spoilers occasionally. I had done a few spoilers for them.
They decided they were done with this fool and wouldn't send him any more promotional material. This was a very big deal to Jeremy because, again, he'd been trying and failing to turn his internet shit into a career for years, and unsleeved media had been the closest he'd ever come. Now, you're no doubt wondering why Jeremy was abruptly blacklisted by Wizards of the Coast. The story that Jeremy tells is that earlier that June, when the transgender bathroom debate shit was a big topic of discussion in the news for some reason, Jeremy, in reference to it, just made a little joke about,
I know, right?
About how planeswalkers wouldn't need.
The discourse really hasn't changed in like 10 years.
At all.
12, 13 years. It's just been the same.
I know.
Need bathrooms because they could just piss into the ether.
It all started with a series of tweets, I think. This is how I remember it. This is like a year ago. LSV retweeted Gabby, and they were basically whining about bad comments. So I chime in by saying, hey, comments are just that. Internet comments are even less important. Let's not be so thin-skinned. Later, the next day, I believe, this was like right around when the Charlotte bathroom thing was going on about trans people not having trans bathrooms or something like that. In their opinion, in a lot of people's opinions, I make a transphobic joke by saying another content.
This guy is so disgusting.
I apologize for bringing him on my show 9 years ago and blowing him up. I'm sorry, guys.
What were you thinking? Look at him.
I was on coke.
I know.
That's when I was doing coke. Was 2017, 2018.
Peter responds and says, I identify as a planeswalker and demand my own bathroom. Clear joke.
According to Jeremy, this innocuous joke was taken very serial by Wizards of the Coast, who had been bitten by the progressive bug, so they immediately put him on their shit list from this moment forward. That's the story
Wizards
Jeremy
of the
tells.
Coast.
It's not true. The actual reason Jeremy got blacklisted by Wizards of the Coast was because he had been constantly starting shit with other members of the community all year long. See, there are two wolves inside of Jeremy Hambley. One is a greedy, attention-seeking, jaundice-filled fat.
I gotta go back.
I thought that was the only wolf in him, to be honest, Mikey. Tell me more. Tell me more.
One is a greedy, attention-seeking, jaundice-filled fat. The other wolf is also all of those things, but he also has a drinking problem too.
Yes. Yes. So base. This is awesome. This is amazing content, dude. I love it. I love it. Oh, man.
And because he has a drinking problem, he's worse at hiding
right now. And hit like and share the video far and wide. We got to blow this guy up. I know he's going to surpass us quick. He already is quick. But you know what? This guy's a fucking king. He's making it happen.
All those nasty traits the first wolf inside of Jeremy keeps just barely under the surface. A lot of you are probably familiar with Jeremy's Twitter addiction. Boy's got one of the nastiest cases of Twitter fingers I've ever seen. Shit.
Yes, there we go. Sorry, I don't know what's happening.
Okay.
But what I was saying was, yeah, Mikey will be bigger than us. And honestly, thank you. Thank God. Guys, go subscribe to him because honestly, a lot of these other fucking channels that do like YouTuber, like it's all like the most boring, like
you know,
dry.
they have no personality. It's just super dry. It's like generic soy boy voice or generic British guy voice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They all sound the same. They have no personality.
Yeah.
They have no hot takes. Their humor is super cringe.
Yeah.
This guy is nailing it.
Jeremy has been paying attention to a lot of the goings-on in the anti-SJW realms of YouTube and social media at this point, and that he was starting to look for his own SJW dragons to slay, and you end up with a series of tweets where he's constantly squatting on other members of the community, like Anthony from the Mana Source and Kate Donnelly from Hipsters of the Coast, bragging when they eventually block him for constantly tagging them just to insult them, all while reusing Kekistan and other
Jared calling some guy a Nazi? That's cringe, dude.
Him for constantly tagging them just to insult them, all while reusing Kekistan and other
Wait, so he was using
oh my god,
memes.
Kekistan cringe.
Kek is on my side.
Bro,
he just
even
copied
back then. It was kind of cringe. Like it was cringe. Like week 2. You know,
brutal.
From the other anti-SJW posters he was following. He also made tweets like these.
Yes, I was right in the middle behind, like the Chris.
oh, so you were in it.
I'm gonna be real. I didn't even know what Kekistan was or Shadowley. I'm not even kidding.
It was a cursed image.
It was just everyone was in that picture. Everyone was in that picture.
Everyone was in that picture.
Literally, I swear. I knew the Shadowley song.
He's posting pictures of his gun.
I was on guys, all right? Let's not.
What is this? He's posting
my excuse
pictures
for
of
everything.
Gun?
I was on coke.
Jared's inviting people to go to his house with his what? What the bro? That's wild.
There was a guy who sang the Shadowley song, right, and played it on piano, and he was so good. He was content ID'd. I remember that. A guy played it so
by
good.
Shadowley? Like who owned
it? Content ID'd it.
It's like a 1970s Italian thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and he was content ID'd.
While mentioning the Milwaukee protest at the same time. Now, some of you would say, well, Mikey, it's not a crime. So long as he wasn't threatening anyone with his firearms or threatening to bring them to an event, it really wasn't the rest of the community's business. I agree, but it's really not a good look to make those types of tweets when you're already building a big reputation for being an abrasive alcoholic asshole. So no, Jeremy wasn't just a good boy who wasn't doing nothing but making a couple jokes at a few SJWs expense. He had gradually started to become a pariah because he couldn't behave himself. The Game Finder failure where he basically said,
I hate collecting cards so much.
I liked it when I was a kid.
When
I had cards. I had Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I had fucking Pokemon. I had Digimon.
I have a binder of Pokemon cards. I just see what's in it and sell some shit.
Binders and boxes and shit like that. But honestly, like at a certain point, you just lose the shit. Like I don't know where it all ended up.
And it's funny how like everyone who like opens cards and shit on like, you know, shorts and stuff, it's never about the card or the artwork. Right? It's just like, how much it costs. I'm just, like, it's like, who cares? Like at this point, it's just gambling. That's all it is. Yeah. But like at a shittier level, and you waste way more money.
K from other Magic players on fire didn't help his rep either. But the most notorious example of Jeremy just being a was a video he made called "Playset of Beta White Knights Prevent of MTG Cosplay."
Hold on. What's wrong with preventing? Well, you're a white knight if you prevent. Like, first of all, I think it's pretty alpha actually to prevent. Like, if you're stopping another man physically from assaulting someone else, that's probably pretty fucking alpha.
Is he being sarcastic here?
I hope so. That's a crazy title, dude. That's unhinged.
In this video, Jeremy ran about how Magic the Gathering cosplayer Christine Sprinkle didn't like a certain horned up comment she received.
Okay, so it was drawn to my attention, or brought to my attention, that there was like literal happening in the Magic the Gathering community.
Okay, so it was an exaggeration.
Yeah.
But okay, is she not allowed to complain about that though? Like, what's wrong with complaining about that? Because it is kind of fucking creepy. Came for cosplay inspiration and left with only an erection. Okay, like
Yeah, and she got a little peeved about it. Like, oh, how dare she?
And it's not like she's like, this person needs to. I mean, I don't know. I'm defending it blind, but all she said was question my life choices immediately. You know, like I don't know.
Serial virtue signaler and crying for Patreon dollars cosplayer. See a
like,
Sprinkle.
remember this was that you couldn't have Patreon back then. You couldn't make money online.
So stupid.
How quickly it all changes, doesn't it? As soon as you can make money.
I was always pro make money online. And people shit on me for it for
Not
a long,
me.
you know? Yep.
Not
No, I
me.
know.
And
I know you weren't.
I decided to sell out as soon as I got the chance.
I DM'd you, Ash. You got to change your fucking ways. Let's do
Gotta
this.
make some
Let's do
money
this,
right
buddy.
now.
Run posted yesterday, allow messages to my Facebook page again. Question my life choices immediately. Hey, I mean, if a guy tells me that he came and looked at my pictures,
Okay, what the
Well,
and
it's
it
a
gave
little
him an
bit,
erection,
but
like, I'm like,
Jared, it's a little bit different when you're a guy and a guy says they got an erection looking at you. Like, it's a bit different, right? Like, you
Is
could
it?
probably beat that guy's ass.
Okay, true.
You know, it's a little bit different. Like, it's, as a woman, you know, you're weaker than all fucking men. So you feel a little bit like, I don't know, scared or threatened or whatever.
Jeremy was furious about this. Why? Well, for one, Jeremy
that
had a
it?
weird vendetta against female Magic cosplayers in general. But Christine
the thing is, you can just smell the insultum off of him. You can just, like, he has an issue with women. Like, he's a fucking creep. He's a weirdo, and none of this helps his case
And this
with
is
the Melanie
fucking-
Mac stuff
I
at all.
hate this shit. It's like this girl dressed a little bit sexual. Are you doing it for kids? It's like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, what the fuck are we talking
Like,
about?
shut the
Every television set in America has scantily clad women. Like, what are we talking about?
let's see what the Magic the Gathering community. 107 likes, which is a lot for Magic YouTuber or Magic personality.
They literally called her the godmother of Magic cosplay. She even got a video on the official Magic the Gathering channel dedicated to her. This wasn't some random e-thought trying to grift off nerds from a community she wasn't part of. She had been attending tournaments and engaging with the community for years. But Jeremy could see the thought that everybody else was blind to. What really pissed him off were the dudes white knighting for her in the comments.
Tim Wright, jeez, it's not like there are any plenty of shows online
true,
for
Felt Lock Holmes. He's vindictive against girls who dress that way, but that's also what he's attracted to. It's a weird love-hate relation. It's a weird dynamic, right?
Yeah.
What it is all these women, these cosplay, like reject Jer, don't want anything to fucking do with him. And so therefore he has this like hatred and resentment towards this is what this is, you know.
Didn't he talk about bigger tits like a month ago? How he wants chicks with big tits to jack off to while playing video games?
I don't know. Like I just wish the guy could be a bit more consistent, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sam.
Sprinkle is a pro cosplayer. You know she's a professional cosplayer by the fact that she has to solicit.
I'm gonna be real.
Patreon
I
dollars.
couldn't give a single about cosplay or like
Why
what
would
cosplaying
you?
women are doing or what conventions. Like I don't go to conventions and I don't participate. Like so maybe I just don't get it, but I really don't care.
If an attractive chick is dressing like an attractive good. I'm glad that exists. I don't give a fuck Who
I don't
gives
know
a
if there
shit?
is like a difference though between
OnlyFans.
well, no, not even that, but there's a difference between like attractive women dressing up in costumes at a convention and women infiltrating a hobby that they're not even really a part of. They don't even infiltrate the hobby. They'll just demand that the hobby be changed to cater to them, and then they don't even truly engage in it.
Mhm.
And then the thing fucking dies. Like, there is a certain dynamic and there's stuff to be said for that, but this seems to just be seething for no reason.
It is.
And then cry in her Patreon video to get loser beta cucks to give her money.
Now, even back then, it was really rich for Jeremy to poke at somebody else for soliciting Patreon bucks and crying to their audience for money because he had literally done the same thing a year earlier.
4 years ago, on February 2nd, 2012, I uploaded my first MTG video on YouTube. Now, 4 years
Look at
later,
this
more than 4 years later, and
Yeah, the
800
background.
Like,
I get anxiety from this.
It stresses me out how much of a consumer and how much of a soy boy he fucking is. Like, oh my God, cover your shame, man. Cover your shame. Like, I know you've brought the camera up. It looks like even above your fucking shoulders to hide your fatness. But like, the real shame isn't even that. It's that fucking shit behind you. Like, whoa, buddy.
The Funko Pops on the left. Ugh.
20 more
Not
videos, I'm
age well.
still here, producing content
Not the Funko Pops.
with the same dream of being able to do this as at least a part-time job. For the past year, I've been running myself ragged, trying to run a business.
He's
See
reading the
the eye
script.
bags. Yeah.
He's reading this. You can't think of this on the top of your head, and it's edited as well. And he's still looking at the script.
I'm going to be honest. Like, I would sooner see DSP be a success than this guy.
Same.
Is that wrong?
No.
Like,
as well as YouTube full-time.
He's the one guy I was always like, 'cause everyone else, you know how you could look at someone and hate them, but you could, but still be like, oh, I see why they're doing well. With quartering, I was like, how? How is this possible? Like, anyone's
really-
able to be famous, I guess, you know?
yeah, it really was just exploiting an algorithm and pumping out slop constantly
Mhm.
every single day
Yep.
forever.
Exactly.
And let's go to show the single most important thing in content creation is consistency. It really is.
It literally
You just
is.
keep fucking showing up and keep doing it every fucking day, then you'll get success.
Well, I mean, look at Phil. I mean, it's not really
Exactly. It's how
Where is it?
Phil and quartering still exists to this fucking day.
time. And while it's been worth every long night, it's unlikely I can continue this pace much longer. I'm
Bro,
just
he can barely
so
even read.
tired.
He's so tired. Well, we can see it on your face. We can see the eye bags, bro. This guy, man.
All the time.
Wait, no. He read the look at this. He read the I'm tired. Look.
Much longer. I'm just so tired. All the time.
You couldn't remember all the time?
He couldn't
had to
even
re-
remember that he's tired, even though he clearly is. You'd think that'd be the one part of the script he wouldn't have to read off the page. It's just his lived experience. No.
Someone just said, Sleepy Popper guy says, get some coffee, man. Like, you know, my alertness is under attack.
Now I wish I'd
That's why
done
you got the coffee
lot-
brand coffee could fly.
a lot of
I'm
things
tired,
differently.
brand
I wish
tired.
Tired, friend, tired.
I was friendlier with other Magic YouTube channels. I wish YouTube ad revenue wasn't less now than it was a year ago.
He was
still
9 years
my
ago.
ad revenue is under attack. Guys, I didn't get the Christmas boost on ads that I thought.
Bro.
It never changed. It's been the same playbook this entire time.
So now you may have heard of me talk about my Patreon for several months now.
Okay.
So it didn't take very long. He's like, this bitch is begging on Patreon.
No.
Now, you may have
No,
heard me
Ash,
shill my
This
Patreon
is a year
for a few-
prior.
What?
This is a year prior. That's what MikeyNohMore was saying is showing
Oh
this.
man,
Yeah.
what a disaster, Jer.
The truth is, the support I'm receiving on my Patreon is literally the only reason I can
Chooch
spend.
does have a point. He goes, Jeremy was able to pivot, and I can respect that. DSP got his first success and got forever stuck. Yeah, I don't know. It's just that somehow this guy is even more unlikable than Phil.
Yeah.
To me. Just my personal taste. I find him so unlikable, man.
Yeah.
The support I'm receiving on my Patreon is literally the only reason I can spend the amount of time I do now on these YouTube videos. I feel like we've achieved adequate corporate sponsorship. In fact, I would say I'm probably spending too much time on sponsored type videos. It's
even 9 years ago.
Even back then, he was spending too much time on sponsored videos.
Holy shit.
a necessary evil as things are now.
Necessary.
To help,
Oh, God.
help fund all the awesome things that I want to do. You backing even $1 or $2.
Dr. Herbert West, you must have missed earlier. He goes, I swear all Jeremy has left is just to do lolcow live like humiliation rituals. You missed the start of the stream where Jer's new plan to save the business is if he can get 2,000 members by the end of the month, he's dyeing his beard and hair blue and Hannah Claire's hair blue and taking off his hat.
Thoughts?
So he is resorting to lolcow live style humiliation rituals. Yeah.
Goes so much further than YouTube ad revenue ever could.
He was just green with envy here. My favorite part was when he started going through Christine's cosplay pictures and showing how much of a thirsty gooner he was by admitting that her PG safe for work ass cosplays made him stupid horny.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sprinkle. Let's look at your cosplay.
Well, I mean, it is cosplay. It literally is a cosplay. Like you have an issue with how much skin she's showing. Like
your art, where some poor 14-year-old kid was unfortunately
a 14-year-old kid unfortunately got a fucking. Oh God! No! Not a teenage boy getting an erection looking at hot girls. No! What's next?
He's such a bitch, bro.
That's crazy, dude. Like, weren't you fucking 14 once, bud?
Yeah.
I don't know, buddy. This is fucking crazy to me, but
he made an erection comment about you, and him for being such a degenerate. I mean, what is sexual about this? Nothing, right? Oh no, totally nothing sexual about this. Oh yeah, here you go, Sprinkle. Another totally non-sexual picture where
so Jer's watching these jacking off to this.
So every time a woman goes to the beach, it's sexual. Like
her shorts are short.
I don't know, man. This is just weird. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, do you want to be like Saudi Arabia? Like, does she have to wear a fucking burqa or what? Like, I get it. Like, if he's actually like a Christian that's upset about lust and wants to enforce modesty in society, but he's not. He's a degenerate Coomer gooner. So none of this even makes any fucking sense. And it is straight up just moral effing. But won't somebody think of the children?
Yeah, and he's
like Sports Illustrated has women more scantily clad on the fucking cover. Maybe this was a culture battle like 60 fucking years ago. I don't know.
Pokeball happens to be right on your fucking bush. Oh, here you go, wearing basically a bra. Yep, nope, nothing hot about that. Here we go again. More, basically 75%.
Why is it wrong to be hot? What's the problem? What? I don't know. What the fuck? I don't get it. Does anyone know what I'm supposed to be upset about? Like, my penis is under attack. This woman is making it hard. Why can't I be soft? No, that's not even that crazy. Like, when her fucking tummy is exposed. Holy shit! Somebody call the cops, the children are being groomed into finding a woman's belly button attractive.
Nothing sexual at all about this Chandra. Like, nothing sexual at all. Oh, yeah, look at a bodysuit. Yeah, I'm not going to sexualize you. I mean, me, if I'm going to.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Listen.
I think he's
buddy.
like mad that she found.
She won't just accept, like, but there's a difference, right? Like, obviously, like, she wants to look good.
Yes.
And obviously, we want to look at women that look good.
Yeah.
But the key thing is to not be a fucking weird creep and be like, oh, I got a boner.
Imagine DMing a chick, I got a boner looking at your picture. They'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Say that I wish there was a little slot down here, you know, for me to, you know, for us to pleasure each other.
What the fuck?
What the fuck was that?
What the fuck did he say?
I wish there was a little slot down here, you know, for me to, you know, for us to pleasure each other.
Maybe should have rubbed one out before you made this video, Joe.
Oh my god.
Wow, guys.
That was the craziest thing I've heard him say.
Women have vaginas, folks. Whoa.
Anyway, this video would end up getting deleted.
Well, yes, of course, because that's fucked.
I don't even know why he's upset. Like, I actually can't even comprehend it. I am struggling out here.
Short time later, but it quickly gained infamy and further bruised Jeremy's already black and blue reputation in the community. What with all the doo-doo flinging he liked to do, and also the whole game finder flop that completely wasted a lot of people's money. There were 3 reasons why Jeremy made this video. Envy that Christine Sprinkle made more on Patreon and was more popular than him. Despite not being an elite player, or in Jeremy's eyes, not putting as much work into her content as he did, which has literally always been slop. 2, Jeremy, despite being a married man, has always had a pattern of weird interactions with women on the internet for years, especially with women he obviously finds attractive. And 3, the alcohol was just making Jeremy act unwise. So yeah, all of this were the actual reasons Jeremy got blackballed. Wizards of the Coast wasn't expecting the netbeards. They gave promo material to be the most professional guys around, but they at least expected them to not out at other people in the community regularly.
Scaring the hoes. Like, the hoes used to be a big part of like these gamer events and cons, and like they'd have the booth with the geek babes and shit. Booth babes and stuff like that. And you had these freaks like, excuse me, miss, can I sniff your seat? Miss. Like, oh my god. We got Jodas Priest for a rage quit, says, now imagine quarter pounder if Melanie Mac cosplayed Laura Croft.
Oh, it'd be over.
It would be over, dude. Oh, Mel, I need to see your feet. Like, Jer, please stop. This is crazy, man.
Videos called Beta White Knights Prevent Rape of MTG Cosplayer, where they literally added the Twitter handle of the cosplayer whose figure they were talking about.
I saw that. Eventually, Herbert West. Yeah, Quartering dropped some dono in Brittany Venti's chat, and then the whole chat just fucking roasted him with casino memes for like 20 minutes.
That's funny.
Christine,
that's Bear, Beavis and Butthead. Well, it's like the only like this juvenile mentality about women where you think it's okay. Can I see your jugs? We're gonna score, Beavis. Like, that's the only way like I can convey this level of
retirement that November so she could focus on med school instead. She was hanging up the jersey, and she explicitly named Jeremy as the reason for why she got.
Oh my god. She's like, I can't with these fucking
how did this guy
incels.
ever get married though? Like, for real, like, how did this happen? It's like a fucking miracle, dude.
Sick of it.
That's why Sky Roan's there now.
Well, this is the thing is, you'd think that, you know, you got married right out of high school. You'd think that you wouldn't have this weird like resentment attitude towards women. does his wife never sleep with him? Like, what's going on?
I think he was trying to like get a certain crowd of men who were like, yeah, chicks, like, but the way he attacked it was terrible.
His obnoxiousness
it's terrible. Like, it's horrible.
And drunken tirades were just too much that not even the Patreon bucks made it worth the hassle anymore. Now, was Christine being a bit histrionic here? Of course she was, but the general sentiment was shared among a lot of other people, and her abrupt departure caused a...
I think so. Listen. I don't think, like, from what I saw, I don't think it was actually histrionic. Now, probably I'm going to give best practice for women, I guess, don't complain about this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But I guess, but at the same time, like, I think you're kind of in the right to complain. Like, I don't think it is appropriate.
I mean, she is dressing like, cosplay sexy. So being shocked that men are like, ooh.
Jeremy would respond by saying he hadn't harassed anyone, which is someone who doesn't think just sending mean words to other people over the internet automatically counts as harassing them. I would feel he would have been in the right to say. Had he also not tried to play victim and say that he was the one actually getting harassed?
This is the type of video I would normally do on the quartering channel.
And this is the thing. All of these guys who got like popular around this time, they would criticize SJWs for having a victim mentality and crying harassment. But then their entire grift was saying they were being harassed and they were the real victims.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. It really was.
Yeah, definitely.
This grift continues to this day. It's the same thing we watched the Jer clip earlier where he's like, oh, this stupid bitch has panic attacks. And then he reveals he's on medication for panic attacks.
It was actually vice versa. He started by saying he has panic attacks and then made fun of her for having panic attacks.
Yeah.
Literally.
I'm going to put it here on Unsleeved Media because I'm not going anywhere. I'm currely under basically a full-scale assault.
Like you ever leave your fucking house? Like
full-scale assault.
I'm under full-scale assault in my fucking nerd cave, guys. Which I'm never gonna fucking leave. Yeah, we know you're not going anywhere. Doesn't look like you walk too much, man. Holy.
From people who have been misled or have been waiting for a moment to try and, quote, get rid of me. So.
Get rid of you. It's not Sopranos, bro. Like, calm down.
Yesterday or the day before, well-known grifter and cosplayer Sprankle decided to...
from Jer. Whoa.
Pot, meet kettle.
Tweet out that she was quitting Magic. Then we see literally every major creator out there completely unself-aware, talking about me being some kind of serial harasser because I made a video 6 months ago and one tweet like 2 months ago saying I didn't care that she was going to be at a GP or something. You are sicking a hate mob on me. You know that's what you're doing, and you're trying to play the victim while doing it.
What?
These people are so disconnected.
He tried to what? He tried to fucking. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah. I know.
So
I know.
If you are criticizing someone, is that unleashing a hate mob towards them? Because if so, you did the exact same thing.
Yeah. Wait. What?
Yeah. You know?
Reality. They legitimately think they're not doing exactly what they're accusing me of doing.
When it happens to somebody else, it's just a bit of banter and trolling. When it happens to him, it's genuine harassment. Sure. Okay, bro. Again, this wasn't Jeremy acting bizarrely out of character. It was an easily observable pattern of behavior. Of him asking for money from the community, then wasting it on a terribly executed business scheme, then starting drama that had nothing to do with Magic itself with other people in the community, and now there were members of the community that people actually liked that were saying they were leaving because Jeremy wouldn't stop painting the walls with feces. The permaban that Jeremy received that December from all sanctioned Magic events might have been harsh, but it was after a year of him basically antagonizing and pissing off numerous influential people in the community and also just making a general ass out of himself.
Ash, look at the thumbnail. This guy, or the display, it's quartering as Pepe.
I think that's his channel.
Yeah,
that's his.
yeah,
He's
him,
doing quartering. Pepe. That's
As
so
Pepe.
cringe. I gotta ring it, bro. Cringe alert! Cringe alert! Shut-a-let. Oh no! I mean, I guess in 2017 this was cool, but not really. It was still pretty cringe even then, dude. Like,
The ban didn't prevent him from going to non-official events or visiting card shops or anything like that, but did essentially mean that any chance of Jeremy's Magic the Gathering channel ever becoming anything more than a hobby after 5 years of making hundreds of videos was basically dead in the water.
By the way, that's the worst idea. You're joining a whole community, and then you decide to attack everyone in this community?
His whole idea was to call out Wizards of the Coast and the community for being woke. But then it's like, why do you want to be part of a woke community? Like, if the company is woke, like, you're not going to change the company. You know what I'm saying?
It was the end of unsleeved media. But it wasn't the end for Jeremy himself, though. Nah, this was just the beginning. Because earlier that year, during the summer, Jeremy had rebranded his other Magic the Gathering.
We got Moo for 5, says, came back from Japan, was listening to some VODs while on the trains. Some old Japanese guy saw my screen and was disgusted at quartering, wondering how Americans can get that fat and unkempt. Also got into a fight with a Nigerian scammer. And base night for 7. Here's $7, 8 if you count my conversion fee. Go flush the duty. Love from Malta boys. Okay.
Oh, Malta, what's up?
YouTube channel to just the quartering.
Definitely an interesting
By the way, some random Japanese man's A-logging quartering.
That's amazing.
day for me. So as you know, I'm kind of going through a transition on my main channel, which is specifically about Magic the Gathering.
Look at this guy.
And my second channel, which is now currently called Unsleeved After Dark because it's Unsleeved Media is my main channel, but I'm going to change it. I think
Unsleeved After Dark?
After what the fuck?
I'm changing it to the quartering this weekend.
Originally, the quarter
I'm sorry, Lord John. He's finished the work and he's greeted by quartering imagery. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
was going to be the sideshow channel where Jeremy would get to vent about things that either had little to do or nothing to do with Magic the Gathering. But this channel would go on to be his most successful YouTube endeavor by far, while also somehow
this image is the best.
Mikey is like the best taste, the best documentarian I may have ever.
Yeah,
Just giving Werner Herzog a run for his money, all the greats.
yeah.
getting him in way more internet drama.
Here we go. The quartering.
The quartering had already started to become Jeremy's main priority even before his MTG ban. By late 2017, he could already tell how the winds were blowing. So he started maneuvering appropriately, and I gotta hand it to him. He made some smart moves, broadening the topics he talked about from just Magic to general geek culture, the news, and politics, encouraging his audience on his unsleeved
Hang on.
general geek culture, the
this.
news, and politics, encourage.
If his hair was like this before,
It was that thin even back then. Like, that's really thin, bro.
9 years later, it's better now. Apparently, stop.
His audience on his Unsleeved Media channel to migrate to the quartering and monetizing his channel early by shilling Patreon, Subscribestar, and securing several sponsorship deals, keeping those income streams healthy and diverse from the jump. The early growth of the quartering channel was a rare example of him putting that masters in internet marketing of his to good use. Granted, Jeremy had made like 10 other fucking YouTube channels at this point, so really you could just say it was the law of averages finally working out in his favor. Another move that the quartering made in late 2017 and early 2018 that would really affect the trajectory of his career going forward.
The only thin thing about him is his hairline. The only thin thing about him is his hair. He used to rock the JF cut.
The JF.
getting associated with several anti-SJW YouTubers in their communities, like Nerdrotic and Friday Night Tights, Ethan Van Sciver and Comet Skate, and Sargon of Akkad and the Scat.
There I am.
Skeptics, buddy.
There.
Oh my god. You're right in the main row, right next to Sargon and fucking Kraut, buddy. Oh,
Again.
no.
Sorry.
Sargon, aka Carl Benjamin's clique, would be one Quartering would become especially tight with. And I mean, he would become really tight with Sargon.
He drank his cum. He drank his.
Red Pill asked me, keep sucking on Sargon's
Yes!
Red Pill.
Get him, Gonzalo Lira! Coach Bros, keep sucking on Sargon's boy. B says that Sargon's. So does it? Does it, Jer? Look at him. He's like rattled. Look at him.
V says that Sargon's taste awfully good. So does it? Sargon of Akkad. Probably my invoice here. Let's see. Oh, look at that. That's nice. Little letterhead. Comes in a nice little vial. This is a lot. Here goes nothing.
And he downed it all. Like he took it all down.
Someone in chat just went, huh? But you had to be there, dude.
Gonzo won. Ring it up. Gonzo dub. Ring it up.
Burning through whatever was left of the bridge between him and the magic community to the ground with his scorched
loyalty.
earth campaign against Wizards of the Coast, specifically against their judges. Jeremy's a guy who definitely holds a grudge, and he was left seething after
yes, he does.
they banned him. Not only because they
I made fun of his hat, and he wished on me.
Yeah. Well, what goes around comes around, right, Jared? Maybe you shouldn't have said that Andy should, Jared. You know?
cut him out of his Magic the Gathering tour ambitions, but they locked bro out of his Magic the Gathering online
They banned him out of his account
too.
But what
They couldn't even let him be on the online version.
I wanted to talk about was really digital goods, specifically Magic the Gathering Online, because, as you might know, my collection was stolen by Wizards of the Coast.
All that money he spent on boosters, locked.
the anime anger.
All these garbage digital cards. And he actually, this would be like if Phil got banned from WWE Champions. Can you imagine? Phil just screams the anguish. Oh.
To the Shadow Realm forever. Honestly, being locked out of playing a gacha game, which Magic the Gathering Online and Arena 1000% are, will always be a blessing in disguise. But for Quartering, it was just one of the many
part of Phil getting banned from WWE Champions would be that he would so badly want to come on stream and complain about being banned and tell Scopely that they're fucking scumbags.
Yeah.
But he couldn't. What would he do? Like, you think he would just complain anyway and just be like, look, it was my account. You Scopely.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Heinous offenses committed against him by Wizards of the Coast. But Jeremy was about to get his get back by exposing Wizards of the Coast for harboring files. It had been brought to Jeremy's attention that Wizards of the Coast had been lacking when it came to their background check.
This was a story. One of the judges for the thing was like a convicted file or something.
Stop.
And they let him be a judge still at the MTG.
It's the Dungeons and Dragons company, you know?
Yes.
Oh boy.
And there was now a cabal of those working for him. Quartering went to gather in a dossier of sorts of this Diddy the Gathering he had found out about and dropped it all on their heads. And how many did he find? One.
We start with Roth.
There was one.
Well, chances are there's probably
Trajzner.
only going to be one fucking file judge. What, can
literally
you imagine
one-
if all the judges were files? Like,
That would be crazy. What the
guy, Ross Prasner, who was convicted of distributing CP in 2014, but continued being an active judge because Wizards failed to do a proper background check on him. He was the only one of the subhumans Jeremy would list.
To be fair, do you really run a police background check for a guy to judge a Magic tournament? I guess, like if kids are involved or whatever, I guess.
Probably. Yeah.
Continued affiliating with Magic tournaments after they were caught. It's not that these guys didn't do what they did, it's that they didn't actually judge at Magic tournaments in any official capacity after they did what they did. They just had their names on some lists that had yet to remove them, and Jeremy acted like they were still working with Wizards anyway.
Yeah,
now, a lot of you would
I didn't even think at first that kids, because I don't consider Magic the Gathering a game for kids. I consider it a game for people that look like quartering. But yeah. They should have ran a background check.
Well, Mikey, you gotta give Jeremy some credit. Just exposing one makes this short crusade of his worth it. And I would agree with that. However, acting like Magic had a cabal of running the show was the quartering being extra. Even after his in-depth grudge-fueled investigation, he only found the one guy who slipped through the cracks. And I'm sorry, but literally every institution of a certain size occasionally has sexual deviance pop up in them. Also, this was completely performative outrage from Jeremy to get back at Wizards of the Coast for banning him and stealing his gacha pools on Magic the Gathering Online. He did not actually care. I know he didn't, because when he got to one of the dudes in the video, Luke Flora, who was arrested for sleeping with a student of his, he said this.
Now, this next person is a little, I was unsure about putting this person on there, but the point of the matter is this person is technically a convicted of a sex act.
Whoa.
Okay, what's happening here?
He's wanting to defend a teacher who molested 2 students.
What?
Why would you even consider defend? There better be a good reason.
Okay.
I can't really think of what would be a good reason.
He now works for Star City Games. He's a former teacher, imagine my shock, convicted of sex with a student, 6 counts, felony counts of sex with a student. He is the in-store programs manager at Star City Games, as far as I can tell. Now, the reason this one's a little dicier, is because the student was 17. But
oh my God, Jeremy.
Hang on.
That really, you can't make any excuses for that.
There's also this clip, one of the only remaining remnants of Jeremy's Be Your Own IT videos, where he offered people with peculiar material on their PCs some advice.
I don't believe a college student should have sex with a college professor either.
Exactly.
It's
unethical.
This doesn't have to be explained. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Ice.
It's more of a public service announcement than anything else. At the office this week, we had a situation where one of the techs came across some pictures on a customer's computer that were of the child variety. I don't really know if there's any tech way to put that, but the customer was reported and subsequently arrested, I believe, is last that I heard.
Hear this.
Okay.
So if you have things that you don't want computer techs to see, you should delete.
Why would you give advice to us?
I'm not condoning it. I don't think it's necessarily right. I believe it's an invasion of privacy.
Wait. I thought he
condone what?
Condone the CP, but he doesn't condone people discovering it and calling the cops. What?
Now you understand why all those Be Your Own IT videos are gone. Wizards of the Coast would implement a stronger background checks policy, but they had no real way of implementing it at a wide scale, so it really didn't change anything. It was just an announcement they made for optics' sake. But whatever. A W is a W, and we gotta give this W to the quartering. In his eyes, and in the eyes of his fans, he has slayed his...
I got this question. Why couldn't they put in a background check policy at scale? Like, why couldn't they mandate that everyone involved
They
in
can make the
organizing?
people do it. They can make the person who's applying to be a judge go to the police shop, and grab their fucking
I don't know.
background check.
Dragon. He also got the opportunity to reopen his Magic the Gathering online account so he could sell his collection there and get some money back, which, let's be real, is probably what he cared about way more than exposing some pedophiles. Now, with all this Magic the Gathering community bullshit out of the way, he could give most of his attention to...
They unbanned him?
Really?
And then he sold his
what would be his main channel going onward, The Quartering. And by mid-2018, The Quartering had mastered his new main channel's formula. Daily uploads of topical content that was well-researched and that he peppered with his own in-depth comment. He recorded himself reading the news.
I was about to say, I'm like, Mikey, I didn't remember when it was high quality. Like, wow, he started off with really high quality videos. Shit, what happened? It's like, no, it was like this the whole time.
He actually got me.
He had me. I was like, wow, really?
The handful of news stories and read them on
camera. Like, this guy's nailing it. Like, his delivery is just leaps and bounds better.
The timing,
anybody else out there.
Yeah, it is.
Does anyone know of anybody on this level right now? I don't.
No.
Camera.
Not in the terms of like entertainment, of like watching the doc, understanding the info, and laughing, and the editing's good. You know what I mean?
Slowly, because the motherfucker can barely read despite wearing glasses and having a master's degree. And this would be The Quartering's content format for the better part of the next decade. It was nothing revolutionary or even particularly...
To Ace Space Cowboy, look up in the pinned comment. That's his channel. Go subscribe to him. Hit like, watch this video as well. So he has the watch time on this and stuff. He's amazing. So yeah.
Hard to do. Hence why people like Review Tech USA have also made careers out of it. What Jeremy did have over everyone else, though, was his relentless output.
That's
this
the thing.
Man
Review Tech was just lazy as f.
Yeah.
Whereas Jer, he hasn't taken a day off in 20 years.
Yeah.
So he just cranks it out.
Yeah, Mikey's streams are awesome too, yeah.
Factory, filling your subscription and recommended feeds with slop on top of slop on top of slop. Just a one-man chum bucket. The Quartering isn't just a slop tuber, he's a grand master of the art of slop tubing. This content mass production model of his would rack up tens of millions of views, tons of subs, and a massive bag over the years. But just like with Review Tech USA, getting paid to read articles other people wrote for a living wasn't enough. No, he had to get in some YouTube drama as well. And he would choose literally the worst people to throw digital hands with. Dudes from the sector.
This motley crew, buddy. Holy, left to right, we got Mr. Mediker, we got Baked Alaska, Tonka Saw, Warski, Failure, and JF.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
An internet blood sports community.
Oh no. What do we got?
Now initially, the little spats he got into, like the one with the late and great Gonzalo Lira, aka Coach Red Pill, didn't really go anywhere. Quartering by this point was bigger than the majority of guys in both the skeptic community and the internet blood sports scene, and he had nothing to gain and no real reason to go to war with any of them. That was until Sargon and the Sector started feuding. See, around 2017 to 2018, cracks had begun to form.
Can you really call it feuding when Sargon lost every single exchange and was humiliated every fucking day for years? Culminating in his disastrous run for UKIP, where he got pelted with eggs and fish and milkshakes and became like the national lolcow of Great Britain. He got felted by Vicky Derbyshire in an interview. It was fucking ruthless.
Do you remember the debate I had with him?
I actually don't. Remember when you trademarked liberalist?
It's 1 minute. If you ever want to. It goes, he made me and Geek Thulu wait hours to come on the show Warpath.
Yeah.
And when he came on and we were hyping it up for 2 hours, and we're like, yeah, no, let's take your time. He jumps on for 1 minute, and I go, eat shit, faggot. I hung up on him. And I hung up on him.
Oh, man.
SJW spaces.
You can find it. Sargon versus Worski on YouTube.
Especially in and
Sargon
around the skeptic
content
sphere.
hasn't hit hard. It hit so hard back in the day, dude.
Oh.
Now he's had his redemption arc and everything, and he's winning. So.
Yeah. No, he's doing good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna regale you guys with the whole history of the skeptic community. That's a video for another day. But
Oh my gosh. Is that Vadim Newquest?
Oh my god.
Oh, I hate him so much.
things were starting to fizzle come 2018, at least in the sense that the OG format was starting to stagnate a little bit. Also, the battles between guys from the dissident
And
right
that's
and
why
certain-
ultimately, like, Turkey Tom's gonna be okay, probably. As long as he doesn't quit, you know,
Yeah.
but he's gonna get fucking felted based
Yeah.
on what I'm seeing. Like, he's gonna be a fucking like total felt job.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll
The
see. I
skeptic-
haven't looked into it enough.
I don't know anything about this stuff with Turkey Tom.
like Kraut and T and Sargon was starting to overtake the community as a whole. Sargon's cult of personality in general was starting to overtake the community as a whole. There was a Godfather meme about
It
Don
was the
Sargon
stepfather.
ruling the
Yeah.
skeptic sphere like a Machiavellian tyrant.
V,
There was
the
a bit of truth
capo,
to
the
it. You know-
carrier pigeon would deliver the messages to everybody. It was
Yeah.
Also just start casually lying about certain things around this time. Like the incident that would get Jeremy in his first battle with Mr. Medicare, where Sargon lied about something Andy Worski, fellow skeptic at the time, had said. Worski, who wasn't a fan of having his name dragged through the internet streets, would expose some private details to prove Sargon was talking out the side of his mouth and essentially put him on the spot. In quartering one of the top capos
Why am I in everything? Like
I know, but it's Gumsky.
and Glazers of
It's like
Don
either
Sargon.
you or Keemstar in every single YouTube documentary ever fucking made.
You know what I mean?
Gone would call Worski out for daring to defend himself and not just take it. This led to him confronting both Worski and Medicare on Takasa's Kumite in February of 2018.
Oh my
I've noticed
God.
people like you like to use the we language a lot. Like, oh, we and us and stuff. You're not a part of this shit. You're not hosting blood sports. Who cares what your fucking
What do you
input
mean?
is? I also thought a lot of the other things you said in your video were fucking dumb too. I mean, you went on about the it was wrong for Andy to show Skype messages from Sargon. Why?
It is f***ing wrong.
Why?
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 Sargon literally lied about me, and I just went, okay, here you go. You're lying. Why
You're
the
not
fuck?
allowed to pull receipts. When it's one thing, like once there's like a contention about what went on in DMs, then you're probably gonna leak the DMs to find out who's telling the truth,
Yeah.
right? You know?
Should he
Because
be a bitch? Should he be a bitch and
he
let somebody
fucking
lie
lied
about him?
about
And be
me.
a,
This whole thing is a semantic argument, right? It's
And you see, this is why
I
honestly,
hate Jeremy.
this is
so
why we
much.
won't let Jer. Like, this is why, like, we are honestly just fucking felting Jer because he has been a cancer since day fucking one, and he doesn't deserve any opportunities. He doesn't deserve shit.
a thing where he said, "Oh, it's a debate. I wanted to have a conversation." Well, it's supposed to be a debate.
No, the quartering. He said he never told me he wanted to speak to Spencer. That's not semantics. That's a straight out lie, right?
Look, we're not going to agree here, and that's fine. My point is just that
Agree on what? That he lied and I showed that he lied?
Just crazy work from Jer. Just total fucking gaslights, totally bad faith. It's
you could have come on and said, "Look, Sargon, this is what you said." You didn't need to expose
I
it.
could have done a lot of things.
The problem Jeremy
I could have done a lot of things.
was having here with Worski is that Worski actually cared about people thinking he was a liar or somebody who just makes shit up. Jeremy couldn't understand this because Jeremy doesn't care about people thinking he's dishonest, talks out the side of his mouth, or is just pulling stuff out of his cheeks. He just wants to make money and will literally just lie about shit to get ahead or get out of a jam. A great example would be his drama with Matt Loader that same year. Matt Loader is just a guy who likes to cross-dress. Literally a dude in a dress. Now this dress-wearing fella would end up assaulting Jeremy while on a trip to Gen Con in August of that year in Indianapolis.
And it was like 1:30. And
Bro, I'll be honest. You couldn't get this story out of me in Guantanamo Bay. I'm not gonna confess to this. Like, bro, if there's no video evidence, it's like, no, dude, I fucking fucked him up, bro. Like, I fucking held my own. I at least got him with one good shot. No, he's listen, this guy, look at him. He looks like he's traumatized, bitch made chair. Like,
somebody walked up behind me and
yeah, now Andy's
So
in the dress beating on the quartering.
oh
now.
yeah, it's like poetry. It rhymes. It really does.
Oh my god.
The chair's just get sucker punched from behind. That's his cope as he was sucker punched. Okay.
Yeah.
said, "Hey, is your name Jeremy?" And he would have been probably the 25th person to do that tonight. So I turned around. I
Why are
said,
you
"Yeah," and I
telling
stuck
people
my
this?
hand out. And he immediately started punching me.
According to the quartering, who would also
Okay,
shortly
so wait.
after open up a crowd.
So he didn't hit you.
raised the money?
Whoa. This is insane. So this is why. Like, he's like, oh God, I was beat up by a guy in a dress. By the way, of course, it's Grift Master Ethan Van Sciver who set this fucking shit up. I'm going to be real. Even for 34 grand, I wouldn't fucking tell people I got beat up by a guy in a dress.
No.
And like, that's crazy,
Like,
dude.
Oh my gosh.
Crowdfunding campaign for legal fees so he could sue this blouse-wearing bastard. Matt
he
Loader
sue?
was a deranged leftist who assaulted him for politically motivated reasons. That is a
He
lie.
filed
It was
a
actually
police
because the
report.
quartering had called Matt Loader a pedophile with literally no evidence.
Oh my god.
Well,
So he
okay.
called him a pedophile and then he punched him in the face. The guy punched him in the face.
Okay, there's a little bit of a dispute over this in the way that Mikey presents this, because quartering, I don't think, is seriously saying that this guy is a pedophile. If you read this, he goes, nothing like slandering a man with no evidence at all. So he's saying, this guy slandered me. Let me try this. Someone told me Matt Fantastic did some horrible things with young boys. He should pay for what he did. Listen and believe me. So I don't know if this part of the narrative is 100% accurate or not. But
Yeah, fair enough. That's fair.
This was only a few months after Jeremy's anti-pedo crusade, just to show you how seriously Jeremy takes this subject. Anyway, Matt Loader didn't appreciate that, so he pulled up to Jeremy at a bar outside of Gen Con and pieced him up. Not condoning this alleged two-piece and a biscuit combo, Loader served Jeremy, just making it clear that Loader wasn't there to bash a fash.
so why
This was
didn't
a
he go to
classic-
jail? And like, by the way, so Jeremy's
know.
doing this video. Did you notice any bruises or any marks on Jer?
Loader served
The
Jeremy,
video?
just making
He's got two black eyes.
Well, he always
No, I'm
has
just
that.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
it clear that Loader wasn't there to bash a fash. This was a classic "I heard you was
No, he
talking
looks
shit"
fine.
type confrontation. Apparently, the bar was also damaged in the fight, and cops had to show up and send both parties home.
This is the window he punched in.
Okay. Whoa. So this guy in a dress was like an alpha Chad that like smashed a window with his bare fucking hands.
Chad. What a
Your
Chad.
ass? What the is going on?
After not being able to continue to punch me.
Now, some of you might ask, but Mikey, if Jeremy was really assaulted, why would he sue Matt Loader instead of press charges against him? As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, why didn't the cops just arrest Loader right there after he
Yeah.
had assaulted somebody
Yeah.
and damaged the establishment's property in the scuffle? Oh, that's
Please
because it's
don't
an
tell me
obvious
it's not true.
lie, dude.
Oh,
I mean,
no matter what he presents here, in my heart, I'll always believe that Jer got beat up by the man
Wait,
in a dress. You
But
know,
isn't it worse to pretend you were beat up by a man in a dress?
Isn't that pathetic? No, like that's horrible, dude. You know, I'm such a little sissy. I got beat up by a man in a dress. I need $34,000, please.
At least if it happened, you had no option for it to happen. But to lie about it means you're making it happen.
That's felted,
Crazy.
buddy. That's brutal.
Dude. I mean, he already lies from the get-go about not knowing who Loader was, and also about Loader attacking him for culture war reasons when it was really about him calling bro a with no evidence. He even lied about filing a police report. Quartering's retelling of events
simply no record. There was
evidence.
No police
He
report.
even lied about filing a police report. Quartering's retelling of events simply...
And you raised $40K?
Did the lawsuit ever happen? Surely the lawsuit happened.
Hang on.
They do not make sense and are very likely heavily embellished, if not simply made the f up. Which is probably why you would end up settling for a video apology from Matt Loader in May of next year rather than continue the suit.
Hi, this is Matt Loader. Some of you know me as Matt Fantastic. Just prior to Gen Con 2018, I let my anger get the best of me. And
this is not an apology.
He's smiling the whole time. This is not like what Ethan Klein got from Casey Tron at all. And he'll never walk alone. Shit, he's laughing.
He'll never walk alone.
This is crazy, dude.
physically confronted Jeremy Hambley outside a bar in Indianapolis over statements he made about me previously. I unequivocally take responsibility for my actions that evening, which were wrong, and apologize to Jeremy for my thoughtless conduct.
Jeremy Hambley is one of the most unreliable narrators on YouTube and is a fundamentally dishonest and disingenuous fat as will be proven in this follow-up bout with Medicare in October of 2018, where he would put the gloves on for his E-Daddy Carl Benjamin once again. In January of 2018, just a month before Quartering was on the Kumite with Andy and Medicare, Sargon took the first major step in his quest to save the West with it.
And then I copywrote liberalist on air. I copywrote Warski.
It was a trademark, yeah.
You trademarked Warski and liberalist. Boom. Like it was like $500 or something.
His liberalist movement. Many dudes from the sector would poke fun at Sargon and his liberalists, saying they were cringe and taking this internet shit way too seriously. That Sargon, who had political ambitions that let his already big-ass head get too big for his own good, and that the IRL theater of national politics was a whole different ballgame than just making fun of some blue-haired SJWs online. His October 2018 Killstream appearance in particular would be the breaking point, and the Quartering threw his lot in 100% with his boy Sargon. Not only because he views Sargon as a friend, and that quite a bit of his channel's exceptional growth in late 2017 and early 2018 was owed to Don Sargon's blessing and the Quartering strategically cross-pollinating with the Skeptic's audiences, but also Jeremy really did glaze Sargon to death and viewed him as his main E-Daddy back in the day. So, in Sargon's honor, and also because he was envious of Jim's popularity just like he was envious of Christine Sprinkles, Quartering was gonna bring the heat. And he did it in a very bitch-made way.
Well, what he was doing was he was like sending in like racist hate donors. This was around the time of the Wall Street Journal exposing Ralph, remember? There was the big hit piece around this stuff, and people were getting banned for getting like racist donations.
I was in trouble for that too.
So Jer would send these to people in the hopes of getting their channel taken down.
Piece of shit.
He's a scumbag.
Right, guys, had already been
and that's
purged,
why, like, I'll never give him an inch on anything ever, because he is the dirtiest scumbag out there, dude.
Yeah.
Edgy, apolitical content was getting shut down, including internet blood sports guys. So one day, Jeremy, out of nowhere and in the midst of the big liberalist sector feud, starts telling Medicare to come outside. Come debate me, Jim. You know you won't, pussy. Oh, but it has to be on your stream, not mine. And why was Jeremy so adamant about it being on Medicare's stream? Because you could get deplatformed just by having people send spicy super chats to you. Yeah, Jim didn't take the bait. But you know a guy who Quartering was yapping at the same time who did take the bait? Keemstar!
Oh my God.
For some reason, Quartering was perfectly fine with letting Keem on his program. Probably because he didn't have gay ops in store for him.
Keem doesn't need to host me on his channel. He's plenty big. I'm welcome. I am happy to invite him onto mine. Jim, on the other hand, is a coward who is afraid of his own super chat.
He's drunk.
He was drunk as He's like, you're afraid of your super chats. You're afraid that I'm going to gay op you and send super chats that get you banned. Like, this guy is such a scumbag.
Yeah, man.
He's like, well, I want to come on your platform and I want to just, no, never again.
No.
You're a scumbag.
No.
Letting Keemstar on would be a big mistake for two reasons. One, Jeremy was a little too tipsy for his own good, and that liquid courage shit he dishes out on Twitter doesn't really carry over to live debates. Keem kind of paddled that ass.
Look, I don't have a problem with you. You're the one that supposedly has this problem with me.
You called me a low IQ cuck.
Well,
he was drunk.
In response to what?
Or I made a joke about the guy in a dress, which is ridiculous, by the way. Somebody hit you. It's the first time you've ever been hit in your life. You overreact. You make multiple Twitter videos about it. You make YouTube videos about it, and now you're trying to sue the guy.
I'm not trying. I am suing him.
Why didn't you just hit him back?
That's not how it works, Keem.
If he hit you first, it's fair and square. What the are you talking about? My take is this. You talk shit to people, and then when they confront you, then you turn all beta, and you're like, oh no, it's not a big deal, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I don't know. It's like that you're like lonely.
Now, the second reason why Jeremy's bringing Keem...
This is a brutal doc.
That was belt to ass.
Yeah, Keem belted him.
Keemstar on was a bad idea was because Keem let Medicare onto Quartering stream for a second session of ass paddling.
How are you doing there, buddy?
Oh no! Oh no!
I'm doing great.
Oh, how you doing there? How you doing there, Soulboy? How's it going?
Oh, I'm doing great. How come we're not on your channel?
Oh, because you're the one that invited me over here, remember?
Did you stream last Sunday? I missed it.
No, see, I didn't want to be a and beg people for money when somebody's doing a charity stream like somebody else did.
So you saying you kissed the ring of Monday Matt last weekend?
Oh no, I just didn't want to steal money from children like an asshole might do.
Oh
man,
Jim. I'm having all these memory unlocks watching this, man. It's so cool.
Well, you know what I mean? That all the thousands of dollars that Ralph donated. Oh wait, none of that actually made it.
No, well, I think it's the same guy that had to do a GoFundMe because beat him up. Oh, and also you're boring as shit and you talk way too slow. That was
nailed it.
I didn't hear anything from you.
Well, I mean, am I supposed to post pictures of my wife to impress anonymous internet people or no?
You told them you would.
This isn't sad. I left. I was waiting to get Jim in here to see him battle. I tried to go at you a little bit, rile you up, but you just suck my. You're just sad, dude.
Oh my god! I forgot about this.
How did I suck your Keem?
You got on your knees and
nothing gets you in fight mode. A guy punching you in the face doesn't get you in fight mode.
What am I supposed to?
Beta.
And that's the story of how Jeremy went 2-0 in a span of like 40 minutes on his own stream. Not the soldier Sargon wanted, but probably the one he deserved. That would be the end of Quartering's short-lived.
Every one of the stepfather's soldiers lost. Like, I can't think of a single engagement where Sargon won. Ever. Remember he did like the Hello Jim stream and he was muted for the first 20 minutes?
Yeah.
He had no idea.
Felting Jim muted?
Like even the gay ops, one gay op. Like it all failed. Like it all got exposed and leaked and everything fucking failed.
I know, yeah.
Sports career. By the end of next year, the entire skeptic sector ecosystem would have changed anyway. The skeptics would basically disintegrate through people leaving, infighting, self-destructing, and the liberalist movement collapsing after Sargon's big debut into mainstream politics turned into one of the most brutal.
All this stuff got dug up, by the way, like Sargon's white got played on British TV. Depends on the Child got played on British TV.
I wouldn't even.
Like he thought he was Donald Trump, and it was like insane. You're not Donald Trump. No one knows who you are. The only thing they know about you is you're talking about the age of the child, and they would just pelt him with shit, and he got humiliated everywhere he went.
Wild.
Humiliation rituals in British history. And credit where it's due, the quartering would come out of this tumultuous early era of his channel not only intact but thriving. His channel would become a money printing behemoth. And honestly, if that was it, if Jeremy was just a popular YouTuber, I wouldn't have made this video. But Jeremy wasn't satisfied with being just a popular YouTuber making a high 6-figure to low 7-figure income. That wasn't entrepreneurial enough for him. Nah, he needed a non-YouTube related business.
Oh my God. Is it the video game website?
Money off of. And this, in my opinion, is this dude's biggest problem. Because Jeremy Hambley is one of the most cartoonishly bad businessmen I have ever seen.
Oh, coffee. Crowdfunding. Hang on.
Let's get into it.
I'm pretty
Before we get to the post-skeptic era of Jeremy's career, we gotta talk business. Something a lot of YouTubers end up leaning into if they have any long-term thinking. The desire to take your YouTube riches and invest it into something outside of YouTube isn't unique to the quartering. It's basically a requirement for all YouTubers unless you plan on getting another job or doing YouTube until you hit retirement age, which is shocking amount of middle-aged dudes on this platform unironically seem to plan to do.
It's the retirement home. Lolcow Live fits an important purpose in the ecosystem of being the retirement home for washed up fucking bums, you know. There, but the grace of God go you, I, and everybody else, you know.
On to try and duplicate his streams of revenue off-site. Tons of popular YouTubers have made legit off-site businesses off of their YouTube fame and money.
Eric July.
The issue is purely in execution. Now, some of you might say, well, Mikey, the majority of people who try to make content for a living never get any support. And if they do, they're lucky to just make minimum wage. Jeremy becoming a millionaire off content creation is genuinely an impressive feat. Okay, I don't disagree. Yes. But is being a successful content creator the same thing as being a successful businessman? There are literal teenage.
There's just a big difference. Like the money can come so easy and so quick, and you really have to do very fucking little. Like all JR was doing was reading the news. It doesn't create a transferable skill set to build a real life business, managing real life employees and supply chains and figuring out profit margins and all that. Like it's not really a transferable skill set. And the reality is most of these guys who had like massively successful businesses like Logan Paul or KSI were so rich that they were able to hire guys.
They have a team
who handled all. They have like a real team. Right.
And they hire business managers and stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Eric July has a team. Jared just thinks that like he can run it all himself because he's a business genius. He's a business mogul.
Who don't know shit about running a business.
Prime is failing. Yeah, I know. It's like
LLC.
Well, but it was bigger than fucking Gatorade for a minute.
Now
I'm pretty sure
bombed. It's bombed so brutally.
Or anything besides making
not like the Paul brothers are going to be struggling, you know what I mean?
Those indoor streaming and still end up as millionaires before they can legally drink. Running a successful business and running a successful YouTube channel are two separate enterprises. I feel most people understand this. Jeremy ain't most people. He's barely human for real. And his admittedly exceptional success as a YouTuber has got to put him under a self-afflicted genjutsu, wherein he believes he's a competent businessman too. He ain't. Closest he ever got was Be Your Own IT, which barely made any money, and which he sold off for more than it was worth the second he got the opportunity. There's also Marketing Sheriff LLC, which is
Marketing Sheriff.
The Marketing Sheriff.
Just a small digital marketing firm.
Fucking cringe. By the way, the guy telling me that Prime never sold more than Gatorade in chat, like if you just look up Prime versus Gatorade sales, the first thing that says Prime Hydration hit 1.2 billion in sales in 2023, briefly surpassing Gatorade at Walmart, selling 1 billion bottles. So it did for a brief period of time.
You look at that logo. It's Quartering's logo, but with a sheriff hat.
It's red. It's red, buddy.
He started in 2014. That would never become a known agency brand and is essentially just a business shell for Quartering.
We drank the Prime at what's it called in London. It was so mid. Wasn't it so sugary?
I'm never a fan of. Well, there's no sugar in it, but it tastes so sickly sweet.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, it burns your like tongue.
I never fucking liked it.
No, it was brutal.
Online work. Matter of fact, let's go over an entrepreneurial catastrophe of Jeremy's from this time, because it's a great example of what I'm getting.
Was he on
We
stage?
go back to late 2018. It's December, and it's a big moment for the Big Ham Planet, because he was launching a new ambitious project, exclusively games.
Told you. I was right. It's the online reviewing website where he hired Ian Miles Chung. And then Ian Miles Chung and I were in a fight.
I completely forgot about this.
And then Ian Miles Chung told me how much Jeremy made a month on YouTube. So I hated Ian Miles Chung. So I added.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, so I added Quartering, and I'm like, hey, Ian Miles Chung told me you made like whatever, in fucking in this month. And then he fired Ian Miles Chung. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Well, I don't know. Fair enough, Bones Brigade. It only surpassed it at Walmart, but like it didn't come out of nowhere. Like I didn't make that up out of thin air. Like I read that years and years ago, and there was some truth to it. It's still like pretending like Prime wasn't ever shit and never sold anything is kind of unhinged. You know? Like
it was going to be a gaming news website with videos and articles written by journalists along with a forum, all of which Quartering pitched as a politics-free haven for gamers. Hey, great idea, bro. How you gonna pay for that? A small forum is one thing, but you're talking about building something like IGN. What a solution to that was simple. He was going to crowdfund the money. Despite making a pretty heavy bag from YouTube at this point, Quartering still decided to launch an indie. Why did you have to
crowdfund it? Like, this is what I don't understand. Is like, you already have all this money. Can't you just make money by selling the product or generating revenue from the product? But it's always with these comic book guys. Well, you got to pay me all this fucking money. Can't you just make the book and sell it? No, I guess.
Logo campaign for $5,000. And ain't it interesting how Jeremy, who brags about how much money he makes and who claims he was making
net probably low.
Oh my god, Rub. You remember he was cool. I liked him. Jeez, that word above Scrub's name. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ.
By 2018, still had to crowdfund $5,000 from his fans. Anyway, the campaign was a success. Quartering would end up.
Scrub, you know how he vanished? He ended up making like a popular anime review channel.
Raising
yeah, he's like big.
This guy's 159 grand. This guy would just raise for shit like this.
Yeah.
Oh my
and now
God.
he can't even bring a fucking.
He can't even figure out how to get 12 grand to keep his staff employed.
Crazy.
$160,000 by the campaign's end. Okay.
5,000 backers. 5,000 backers?
Hey, we got some motion here. Some real fan support. Now, you would think when Exclusively Games launched in 2019.
The thing is, he burned people over and over and over again. Hey, like,
yeah, exactly.
19, everything would be smooth. What with Jeremy getting over 3,000% more than what he initially needed to even get it off the ground. You would be the site was violently burning through money from day one. The main problems for Exclusively Games came down to
look at the top left. Read the top left article.
Google Stadia may make gaming history. The coldest of cold takes. One of the most poorly aged takes of all time. I gotta ask though, how the fuck does hosting a gaming article website lose money? Like, how do you make money?
How do you make money?
How do you make money, I guess, but like how much does it really cost to host fucking text. I guess because you're paying the writers.
No, you're also paying for people to go on the website. You still pay for that.
You're for bandwidth, but you're running ads, right? Like you're running ads on the site to make money. But there were no ads. They had no ads.
Oh, well, that's not going to work.
Two very poorly thought out promises Quartering made beforehand. One was that
I'll say this though about cloud gaming. It's actually it's a lot better. Like the PlayStation Portal is pretty much immaculate.
He was going to be hands off editorially. This was his
I hate this piece of shit.
They had no ads.
I hate this guy.
That was the selling point of the site. So
this guy sickens me.
So the only way to get revenue then is to like sell memberships to it. But who's going to fucking pay a paywall for news that you can get free everywhere else?
Yeah.
What the fuck? What a horrible idea.
Oh, Kizaru is not cool. He's cool, but he's a fucking piece of shit.
Way of not scaring the hoes, so to speak.
Oh, from One Piece. He's a villain from One Piece. That guy who was on the screen.
Okay.
I love One Piece. Best show ever made.
Possibly warding off people who wouldn't want to touch the site because he was affiliated with it. It didn't work, obviously, because, I mean, you own it, nigga. You were always going to be affiliated with it regardless. It also meant that when things started getting funky at Exclusively Games, he wouldn't be able to put out the fires because he literally wasn't paying attention to this website he had taken $160,000 from his audience to make. The second bad promise was that he promised there would be no ads. All the money would be made from donations and merch sales. The problem with this idea is that it only really...
Imagine buying a shirt.
You think you're going to be able to indefinitely support a website every month off merch sales? Even if you do sell your shirt, you think you're going to sell one every fucking month? Oh my God.
It works as a business model if you have a lot of dedicated users / whales.
By the way, like, I don't like, this is what's crazy is they get involved in stuff where you have a business where it's just infinite profit, where you have no fucking overhead. And then you create something where it costs it to make it. And then you have to figure out the margins. And it's like, listen, bro, why wouldn't you just take the $25 clean instead of trying to fucking grift $6 out of it off a fucking shirt? Like, I don't know.
Games did not. As for the other problems, well, it'd be simpler for me to just read these messages of people who worked at and used Exclusively Games. He spent $2.5K to have the review section redesigned. Ground up. The developers took about 2 to 3 weeks to finish. Isn't he struggling for money? Yup. They finished. They put the reviews in a staging area. On offline version of the site, only the admins have access to. They worked brilliantly, better than ever. Apparently, Jeremy forgot about it, and despite 2 to 3 emails of them asking if they should go live with the new version, he never responded. Right. I didn't either, but wasn't my job to at this point. The site sounds like it'll be dead in a year. Yeah, it's on fumes now. He's out of money for it 100%. I like Jeremy. He's always been goodish to me. He paid me very well, but I can't...
The thing is, he pays these people well, right? But that's all he can do, like, because he sucks. Like, and it all fails, like, because he pays people way more than they're fucking worth.
Save EG, and he wouldn't let me even if I tried. Too controlling. I mean, I don't know 100% about EG, but it's costly as fuck to go about this the way he is. $160K could keep a website plus staff afloat for maybe 6 to 12 months. This one is my favorite. Indian devs doing weird shit. He outsourced the site to India? OMG, I didn't tell you? He just fired them last week for sending in bills for things we never ordered. They probably sensed that he didn't have a good grasp of the financial situation, given that he just paid them $2.5K for nothing. So I think they tried to milk a little $100
So this is everybody that interacts with Jer, is they're like, this guy's a fucking mark. This guy's the gift that keeps on giving. We can just invoice him for fucking anything and he'll pay. We don't have to do shit.
It's free money.
Oh man,
it's free money from Jer. No, he has nothing. He's like lost it all
there, and he caught on finally. Yeah, that's right. The Quartering outsourced the maintenance of the site he took $1,000 from his fans to some random Indians. It started going so bad for exclusively games that Jeremy ran a second fundraiser in July.
Oh God, I forgot about this.
Okay, if $160,000 couldn't get it done, what do you think another 50 G's is gonna do? So like over 200 grand, almost $250,000 went into this fucking dump.
A quarter, you say?
He got like 210. It's not quite $250,000,
but it's close.
But it's close enough.
Why is it always
It's always
$250,000?
Every single venture for this guy, he breaks off $250,000 and flushes it down the toilet. But he probably put another 40 grand of his own money or more into this crap. Guaranteed.
So it equals a quarter. There you go.
Yeah.
2019 and got another 50K from his mark-ass followers. It didn't help. By May 2020, despite being over $200,000 in the hole of other people's money, by the way, Jeremy would announce that Exclusively Games was on pause.
When I started this project,
On pause? You can't
it's
pause. You can't pause a website.
it was a passion project, one that
Vanity.
I wanted to prove that a website that doesn't rely on outrage.
It's crazy. Like so many websites that he ran like this and failed. Like, what was it? The Publica was his news site. I'm sure we're going to hear about that with Sydney Watson. And I'm pretty sure that one cost him $250,000.
Wow.
We've got Internet of Doom or Intern of Doom. We're at 1,000 kicks. It's first time catching you live. Wife and I love your show.
Thank you.
The quartering is my personal cautionary tale of who I could have been. Whoa, buddy. Whoa, buddy.
Oh my God.
Exists.
Amazing. And thank you for being here. And we hope you're enjoying the show, buddy. Thank you.
In modern day. My plan
that's funny as
to crowdfund as long as it took to eventually build up a YouTube channel that would then fund the channel. Well, after the first 6 months, the YouTube channel really didn't pick up very much steam. It wasn't generating any money. And between paying an editor and people to do social media and write articles.
Oh my God. He had 8 employees, I think.
Why did you need all these people? Like, why didn't you start with like the YouTube channel first, make sure that it was profitable, and then take funds from that to pay for the site?
Do you remember Ian Miles Chung was trying to simp on that one chick, that blonde chick? I forgot what her name was, Eva or something. He got her a job for EG. And Quartering was giving this girl money. And she wasn't doing any of the articles, and she bought like tens of thousands worth of dollars of shit for free without any work.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Jer loves having like underlings and people to suck his ass. Like, I don't want to have shit like that. Like, I don't want to have to manage fucking like force them to do their job and shit like that. Like, I just don't want. I don't know why anyone would want to deal with that shit.
Yeah.
The money disappeared very quickly. So we ran a second fundraiser. And at that point, I had made it my goal to figure out how to get this funded without continuing.
What? Whoa, wait. Did you hear that? He raised the money, but didn't have a plan for how it would continue to make money and be funded. So why ask for the money in the first place if you're going to pull the plug?
So the whole thing was just a total vanity project where it just there was no plan.
I wanted the site to exist on its own. Well, that didn't work. I tried running Amazon ads.
Did we just get a follower called EG_user? Guys are too quick.
Oh man.
Tried doing a couple of different, ads like that. At the end of the day, the site really failed to reach critical mass. Much of that
what it is.
Falls on me for not
when was the last time somebody started a gaming website that got major market share and traction? Like, I feel like it's already pretty established. Like, I don't know, but like from enough.
Some disgruntled fans of the Quartering, unamused.
Someone said giant bomb. Was that not like?
But that was 15
10 years ago? Yeah. Like, what do you mean?
By his bullshit, launched an imitation site, also called Exclusively Games, with the same logo, forum, and even Twitter handle. It didn't last for long, but it goes to show the passion that some of the Quartering's fans had was genuine, and he could have actually had something on his hands if he was just more competent. All in all, it turned out to be more of a money-burning exercise than anything else. Made Game Finder almost look competently executed.
Oh yeah, when Yahtzee left The Escapist, he made that new one called Second Wind.
Okay. I mean,
he's doing well.
But that's Yahtzee.
He had a built-in audience for that.
Quartering is a far cry from Yahtzee.
Yeah, yeah.
By comparison. And that's just the beginning. There was also that time in 2020 when the pandemic was taking the world by storm that Quartering would obtain a $32,500 PPP loan for market.
What the fuck, PPP?
So he scammed an additional 30. So by the time you add up the 160 grand, the 50 grand, and then the $32,000, we really are at $250,000. Just totally wasted.
That's crazy. I'm surprised you gave him a loan.
I know, buddy. I should have never reached out to him with the loan. Biggest mistake.
He stole your money.
Being Sheriff LLC as part of the COVID-19 relief program, a loan which was fully forgiven by the government. Now, Jeremy is far from the only businessman to take advantage of this program during the pandemic, but Jeremy, who likes to think of himself as a...
Was this for the gaming website?
Yeah.
That was still happening during the pandemic?
Well, I'm pretty sure it was out of business basically by this point. No?
Yeah, it was for years. Am I missing something?
Real businessman who got it out the mud and didn't take handouts gets a little upset when people compare PPP to other types of loan forgiveness. It's okay, bro. You're not less of a man just because you got off on PPP. When the time came for Jeremy to show up or shut up, he ran. He ran away with his tail tucked between his fat thighs.
I had scheduled a debate with a harsh critic of mine. In good faith, I agreed to speak to them for charity's sake. This week, they have taken to a charity live stream and raised money spreading absurd lies about me and showing anything but good faith.
No way. No way.
I should have known.
No way.
I'll keep to my word about donating money, but this will be the last time I agree to speak to these people in good faith. I've maintained radio silence, not engaged.
Buddy, when the wokies are laughing like they're a bunch of
you, just dunking on you, and it's just like a waste of time to entertain anything from Jeremy because he's a fucking joke.
It's pretty hilarious how these folks consider themselves so full of virtue. I wonder what the charity would think about them using the platform of raising money to help trans people was at least partly funded by harassing and bullying others.
Oh, stop it!
Hypocrite.
Oh my God, you can't dunk on woke and trans people while claiming you're being harassed by woke and like it's so weak. That's so weak, dude.
Oh God, that's rough.
Oh, that's fucking pathetic, Jeremy.
That's so bad, dude.
Usual.
My thoughts on this are encapsulated by
every single Quartering live stream, and I've never shown this, but every single Quartering live stream, just before it goes live, it starts with Jeremy getting like femdomed by Brie Larson. You know that?
No.
Where like Brie Larson dominates Jer. Like Jer apologizes to Brie Larson and says he's her biggest fan. And then Brie Larson crushes his hand. Like he photoshopped his face on, you know, the scene where Brie Larson and Captain Marvel like takes the guy's motorcycle and shit.
Never seen the movie.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I saw her in what was the one where it was all of them that she was in? What was it called?
The Avengers?
I can't even remember which one it was, honestly.
Tweet by Vouch of all people. What an unbelievable The Quartering said he'd only debate at the Surfs TV if he gave $5,000 to charity.
Endgame. That's what it was. Endgame.
So Lance went ahead and raised over $40,000 for Transmutual Aid in a massive 36-hour marathon.
When Vosh is calling you a fucking
and he's right, too.
Oh, God.
That's the one Vosh is right? That's tough.
He calls you the Quivering? Like, ugh.
And now, the Quivering is backing out. Just embarrassing. But what's amazing is that this still wasn't the most embarrassing thing to have happened to the quartering that month. No, that honor goes to something before this. To the time.
This is my favorite one, the peeing in the basement.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Jeremy
it's
got
always peeing too with this guy.
And in his basement.
You never know. Maybe I'm gonna pee in my trash can down here. I don't know.
Why would that ever be an option? Why? Like in the trash can?
Ew,
like not even in
around?
Like not even the sink? Like what a fucking animal. Who would was he gonna poop in a bag next?
Oh.
Wife went out for pizza without me. And I'm angry about it.
The way he's angry. So Jared is getting drunk and crying while playing Fall Guys. This is the most soy shit I could ever possibly imagine.
If I don't win this round, I'm gonna pee in my own basement.
What
do we think about that?
how does that make you feel?
About that? Yeah? Well, how does that make you feel, man?
I don't have a toilet down here. All I have is a drain in the floor. I feel like we're gonna have to use it.
No, bro. No, it's not.
Floor.
I feel like we're gonna have to use it.
The floor.
It's not even like a mop bucket, like where you'd fill up a mop bucket. It's a floor drain.
You're better off like peeing in a bottle.
Yeah.
Like I've never heard of anyone who just pisses on the floor.
Oh.
I gotta pee so bad. 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 I'll never survive this round. I'm not gonna survive this round. I gotta pee so bad.
His chat's not
Nobody's
even
been
moving.
eliminated either.
No.
I don't even think he made any money for this.
Get up!
No.
Get up! No!
He's drunk!
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
Everyone's
Pee Pants Hambly?
Wait, Ash, look at the background.
Get woke, go broke. Well, you still went broke and you weren't even woke. Whoa, buddy.
Isn't it go woke, go broke? Not get woke, go broke?
Yeah.
It doesn't roll off the tongue as good,
It doesn't really work out. Yeah. It was, yeah. 79 Ryan with a gifted sub.
Let's
go.
Here
we go. You can hear him pee.
I've literally never lost that round. But I'm ready.
Oh, is he
Ready
ever
now.
sloppy?
Oh my god. I just peed in my basement. No,
You
not in
can
the
realize
theater.
there how pathetic his life really was. It would have made more sense to piss in the kitty litter, dude.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
that's still disgusting. They'll go to the bathroom.
I mean, yeah, but you're thinking of all the options. Like peeing on the floor is the worst of all the options.
Just in the drain.
Outside.
By the way, we
the
got Base
drain.
Night for 1,000 kicks. Goes, quartering ruined bathroom breaks at work for me. I can never unhear this. Can I sue him for damages? You may have a
Probably.
case, my friend. You got to contact Morgan and Morgan.
Look, if you want to watch a streamer that wants to pee in the potty, go watch someone else. When you're a pro gamer like me, yeah, I mean, if you're
Called it a
dude
potty.
if you want to watch a dude that's
That's
gonna
so
piss in the
cringe.
fucking overflow tank in his basement, that's who I am.
What, the overflow tank? What? He looks so he's such a goof.
How does it still go? Like, you know what I mean?
You know?
We jump to 2022, the year, in my opinion, that's been the most fateful for the quartering after 2017. It was the year he would purposely shackle the heaviest ball and chain he could to his ankle.
Is he wearing a wig here? He's wearing a wig.
It's like a hair
voluntarily
piece. Oh my god. He was actually wearing a hairpiece under his hat to hide the balding.
It's not even the right color. Not even the same color as the
It's not
beard.
even close. No way. What? Wait, dude, he
Branding
wears
himself
a
with a
fucking wig. The wigging.
Mr. Sun came
Brand
up.
of sacrifice that would see
Feast.
financial demons.
How is no one shitting on him for this?
Wig. I don't know. No one was watching. He's so boring.
Hunting him down for years to come. This was the year that he would, in May, announce coffee.
Yes.
Coffee
brand
coffee.
You've been on my
The
channel
worst
for any
name
amount of time.
ever.
You know, I've
Like,
spent better.
He's
You know,
wearing a
Ferg-
fucking wig.
He's actually wearing a wig. It doesn't match up. The color doesn't match up with the beard, dude. He was wearing a wig. But just from a guy who's like all about search engine optimization and the algorithm, he couldn't have picked a worse name than Coffee Brand Coffee. Like it won't even show up when you search for it.
No, it's like if we named our show The Drama Show. It's like, are you sure you want to call it The Drama Show?
I've spent the better part of the last 5 years covering companies who have gotten woke and eventually gotten broke, lamenting how major companies like Disney or even ice cream makers or comic books have at best become politically divisive and at worst outright attack their
own. But Jeremy, you're starting off as a political live streamer. Any venture that you're investing is inherently political, man. Like, what are you thinking?
You made it political.
Customers. Well, I've
Casino Brand Casino, yeah.
sat on the sidelines long enough, and I've decided that I was going to put my money where my mouth was.
Bad mistake.
And
just put the woke takes in the bag.
Yeah.
Get into the game. Introducing Coffee Brand Coffee. So yeah, I bought a coffee company.
And man, Quarter
What do
were
you mean
really
you bought a coffee company. He didn't buy an existing coffee company. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
He made one using dropship.
At like this was going to be his biggest move yet. That this was going to be the crown jewel of his entrepreneurial journey. What it would actually turn out to be is a financial burden, a money pit, and a masterclass on how not to run a business.
Yes.
First, we'll start with the conceptual phase. From the beginning, Jeremy's attitude with this business ordeal of his was a little problematic. He talked about all the other businesses he's covered over the years that have failed, but presenting their failings as a result of them just
gotten woke and eventually gotten broke.
Never mind that there have been woke-free and straight-up anti-woke businesses that have
they all
also
fail. I was gonna say the exact same thing. Pretty much every company or business that's like, yeah, well, we're the conservative version, dude. They also all fail. You know?
Yep.
But Jeremy's like, oh, well, mine isn't gonna be political at all. But that's not possible when you're the quartering.
Yeah.
It's not possible, man. It'd be like Vosh starting a fucking coffee company and being like, what? Like, I can't believe people won't buy it because I'm a leftist. Like, it's not going to work.
But Jeremy had fooled himself into believing that as long as he didn't become an obnoxious ideologue, his coffee company would magically make money. That's not how this works. Conceptual phase problem number 2. Starting a coffee company as your breakout business as a YouTuber is so played out, it's basically parody at this point.
Yeah.
Like, how much coffee do these niggas think the average person drinks? And that ain't even the worst of it. Because if you're a content creator...
By the way, I drink tons. I buy it from the store.
Yeah, everyone buys it from the store, dude. Like, what are we talking about? Everybody already has their preferred brand, you know?
and you start your own coffee brand, your main competition isn't going to be the other content creator-owned coffee brands. It's going to be the mainstream brands of coffee everybody already buys and are readily available on shelves at Walmart, Target, Costco,
they
etc.
already have the shelf space, the supply chain figured out, the price, everything.
And the customers who are loyal.
Yeah, they already have an existing loyal customer. You are a cockroach and you will be crushed like a fucking bug. There's nothing special about your coffee in any way to differentiate it from the other multitude of brands that are available on the market. You are nothing.
Brings us to conceptual phase problem number 3. The name. Quartering naming his coffee company Coffee Brand Coffee is simultaneously the most arrogant and most thing he has ever done. The cojones on this pendejo to give his coffee this placeholder ass name and this generic minimalist off-brand aesthetic really speaks to how high he had gotten on his own supply. He really thought he was like that he could sell this shit based on his own name recognition. Maybe he even thought that his giant audience would buy up his whole stock in the first year, so he wouldn't need to make use of that masters in internet marketing and actually market his product to him. He would be wrong. Because Quartering would spend the next few years from the time he launched it to the date of me making this video, struggling to sell his generic, boring, overpriced coffee to anyone, including his fans. Turns out when you name your product something that if you put it into Google, you get 9,000 other products first, it's kind of hard to sell. You would think a dude with a degree in marketing would know that, but I guess not. So literally, before the company even got off the ground, the odds of it being a success were already in the single-digit percentage range. If Jeremy had consulted anybody else first, maybe the future woes he would have had to endure could have been avoided. But that's the downside of being rich and also
quality over gimmicks. It's just a gimmick. The gimmick is that you're quartering, selling coffee.
Yes, that's it.
So being your own boss, you develop an ego and start thinking you don't need to get a second opinion on shit. Bro really started thinking he was the Elon Musk of YouTube, who he loves, by the way. Jeremy's admiration of Elon is so strong, in fact, that in December of 2022, after Elon bought Twitter, Jeremy got overexcited, got PP piss boy levels of drunk again, and had a meltdown about how much he loved Elon and wanted to eat him just like he ate Sargons.
I literally got out of bed to make this video. My most important.
Don't you always? Like, he looks like he woke up every fucking time.
It's like, what do you mean? You don't look any more or less disheveled than you always do.
Important video that I've literally ever made on this channel. I'm tired. I've been working 14 hours a day. I'm on fumes.
14 hours a day when you're a millionaire?
What? Like, what the fuck? Okay. It's like when Elon said he worked 20 hours a day and slept on the floor of his factory and stuff. Like, okay.
Come on.
Pure gas. But this decision, this minute, this moment is so important that I'm willing to F up my entire week. I'm blowing my entire notification window for this video because it's important. It's the most important video I've ever done. Elon Musk has put out a poll. Should I step down as head of Twitter? It is currently 56.3% to 43.7%.
Okay.
It's actually gotten a little bit closer. I need you to go to Elon Musk's Twitter right now.
This is what the most important thing after a 14-hour shift for the past week is?
Guys.
Go to his poll and vote no.
So what was Quartering's brilliant idea on how he was going to sell his coffee?
Did he really think that Elon Musk was actually going to abide, like, binding legally by the terms of the poll? Like,
Elon
did he really
didn't care. Like, doesn't give a. He would never.
I mean, he just spent billions on the thing. You think he's not going to run it? He's addicted to the fucking thing. He tweets hundreds of times a week. There's like a betting market on how many times a week he'll tweet. And yeah, I'm sure he was going to step down.
By shilling it, constantly and shamelessly. Shilling your own products isn't the worst thing in the world. It's actually quite respectable to sell something to your audience that you made yourself rather than shill products to some random company whose stuff you might not even use or would have endorsed if you weren't receiving a check for it. But the problem with Jeremy's shilling of CBC is volume and desperation. Quartering would literally never miss an opportunity to shill coffee brand coffee. The pinnacle of Quartering's relentless quest to shill coffee brand coffee. Just the moment that really embodies how desperate this dude has been to sell a single bag of this overpriced bullshit of his is when on June 8th of 2022, when Tim Pool, a longtime associate of Quartering's and fellow YouTube news slopper, got swatted during one of his Timcash streams.
This is bad.
Now, the chat was still live while Tim and the others were away. And while they were, the Quartering went into Tim's chat and shilled his fucking coffee.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is a high stress.
Yes. Guys.
This is a high stress moment. Likely a great moment to brew up a delicious cup of coffee brand coffee. If the stress is getting you, perhaps one of our new teas will calm you.
No wonder
Maybe
Tim
a
Pool hates
velvety-
him. No wonder Tim Pool hates him.
Meanwhile, these guys might die. Like they might be killed.
And this is back when like swatting was like new, before police knew what it was, right? So remember that was a one dude in the hotel when he was from doing and stuff like
dude, this is psychotic, Jer. Like how he ever thought that this was appropriate is beyond.
He was drunk.
It's beyond.
He was drunk.
Moment. Likely a great moment to brew up a delicious cup of coffee brand coffee if the stress is getting you. Perhaps one of our new teas will calm you. Maybe a velvety cup of coffee brand cocoa. Jeremy did this like 4 or 5 times before Tim returned, and even replied with further shilling under all of Tim's tweets.
Like I heard, you know what the craziest thing was? When we were outside, right, and cops are in the suite, we just kept hearing coffee brand coffee. And I was like, coffee. And I was like, what? Looking around. And then I open the chat and all I see is chat's coffee brand coffee. I'm like, what's happening? Quartering. Jeremy.
You know Tim was actually pissed.
That's twisted.
He gave us $400.
More than that.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Bro literally has no sense.
Over $400?
Now, what's funny is that Quartering joked on Twitter, look, I'm not saying I caused the flooding at Tim Pool's house just to hawk my delicious coffee, organic teas, and indulgent cocoas, but I'm not saying that, and then proceeded to get himself just a few hours later.
That's what you get, fam.
Well,
Push you. Yeah, blood. Whose end are you coming to now, fam? Dickhead.
Despite all this shilling, hawking, suspiciously hyper-positive 5-star reviews, and promises about how he'd get coffee brand coffee on store shelves by the end of 2022, reception to Quartering's coffee has always remained mixed, and he's always struggled to sell any of it. Now, just because Quartering was sinking in the commercial quicksand that was his coffee company, that wouldn't stop him from starting another business just a year later. See, this is how cocky bro was. He was just swimming in money, huffing in all his mustiness, thinking he was gonna be making 9 figures by 2030 or whatever. The motivation for this particular capitalist venture, however, wasn't just Quartering's desire to have a legitimate business, it was to simp.
Here it is.
No.
Specifically, the simp for Sydney Watson, the Australian-American former Blaze employee, who along with Elijah Schaefer, who was also president of Jan 6 and went
Let's go!
inside the Capitol building in Nancy Pelosi's office with Bait Alaska, and even took a picture of Nancy Pelosi's email, but was the only person who went inside the Capitol and never faced any punishment for it.
Oh.
Wait.
Well, I didn't know that. That's
Schaefer, who was also president of Jan 6 and went inside the Capitol building in Nancy Pelosi's office with Bait Alaska, and even took a picture of Nancy Pelosi's email, but was the only hosted the show You Are Here Together. After Sydney left the Blaze and got in a lawsuit with him, she was kind of left in a bad spot. So Jeremy decided to bust out his cape and play Captain Save a Sheila. And they would, in late 2022, start a new show together called Community Notes. But the Save a Sheila didn't stop there. Nah,
we tried watching this, remember?
March 2023.
Now, those clips you had were fucking hilarious of her just like losing her mind.
Quartering would team up with Sydney to launch a whole website called The Publica. The Publica would be a politics and culture news site for free thinkers and mischief makers that would be a grassroots alternative to mainstream media. And Quartering would front $2,500,000 into this venture.
What the $250,000? Dude.
It's funny to hear about Sydney, but I don't know what anyone takes Lauren Southern seriously. Yeah, I mean, I was heartbroken when I saw her messages. She like literally.
It's always a quarter. I was telling you.
He was heartbroken. He was heartbroken.
Try and help her with her tea company. And she had no idea how to do fulfillment or any of this shit. And I was like, hey, let me help you with that. And because she didn't like the price that it would cost me, by the way, I was making no money on it. She told all these other people in these private DM groups that I was ripping her off. But by the way, meanwhile, I had paid about $250,000 to start the Publica, and she
$250,000 went on fire. No.
Paid $0.
You's a mark. You's a lame. You's a nerd. You soft.
Yeah.
You frail. You look like you a tail. You's a buster. You's a sucker. You look like if your bitch told you to another but say she won't do it again. You look like you a truster.
This thirsty ass, happily married man threw $250,000 away in a vain attempt to build a new media empire with Sydney Watson. Quarterin likes to say shit like,
I learned long ago that internet foins
She was
is
gonna be my
dumb.
queen.
Oh, internet.
That's why I don't do
Oh my
collabs. So I don't take selfies with other YouTubers. I'm just
What? First of all, he went on a million other shows. What is he talking about?
Yeah, like, what is he?
on my
Doesn't
grind.
make any sense.
No.
I don't know, Jeremy. Throwing $250,000 into a collab with a bitch you barely know is definitely a few steps beyond what most people would do for their internet friends. Jeremy actually really wants internet friends more than the average e-celeb does.
He obviously wanted to her. Like, it's obvious. And that's what he wants to do with all these girls. Like, it's so clear to anyone with eyes. There's no other reason. You're gonna light $250,000 on fire, and even beyond that, okay, well, he really wanted to invest in the Publica. Well, what about all this stuff with the tea? He had no benefit from that whatsoever.
Yeah.
Other than to please this woman that he's clearly in love with, because his marriage has been dead with his wife at least since he in his basement drain.
Sydney barely gave him crumbs of attention before, by the way. But now that she was in a vulnerable state and having burned several bridges with conservative influencers she probably shouldn't have, she had to rely on Jeremy, who swooped in to be the extremely awkward and creepy hero that Sydney probably didn't want but definitely deserved. And when I say awkward and creepy, I'm not just pulling a quartering and pulling stuff out of my cheeks. On the show, Jeremy would often let loose slips like,
my DMs are closed. I get too many pics.
Do you? Oh.
Just so
Warface. No.
She's
Like,
not
my
having
DMs are
Hannah
closed. I
Claire,
get
the
too many
proto
dick pics.
Hannah Claire.
Do you? Oh.
just
Like,
loads
you
of
might
them.
be wondering
They're not
how I
great
got
either.
here. If only you knew how bad things really were. Ooh.
Not great. They're like flaccid. Girl, have you ever peed in a trough where there's like dongs on the left of you and to the right? You can see them both.
You
and
don't
you're
have to
peeing in
look
an
at
open
them.
river.
You don't have to look at them. It's
You
not
have
like
to look. It's a respect thing. If there was a guy who was like supremely hung, you would like rib him about it. You know what I mean? Versus like be jealous.
These are the clips
And
that
it
we
would-
watched, right? Back in the day, like a year
Jeremy,
ago.
without
or 6
him
months ago.
getting drunk and saying weird shit on Twitter, he would have to delete later once he sobered up, like this one. If this post ends on an odd number of replies, Sydney will post a lewd photo and ends on an odd.
So he did the exact same playbook that he does about Mel's feet with Sydney. Like, what's wrong with this guy? What's
number of replies. Sydney will post a lewd photo in the replies. One can only imagine what Sydney's DMs from this period look like. Anyway, Operation Simping for Sydney ultimately ended in failure after the Publica failed to gain any traction and struggled to hit even 20% of its subscription goal.
So I have to make a little bit of an announcement. Myself and my good friend Sydney Watson launched a media company back in February 2022, known as the Publica. almost everybody, on a personal note, who worked for that site did it for almost peanuts. But sadly, my time with the public has come to an end. My career has been evolving, and I've just been spread too thin, and I need more time and space for personal projects.
According to former employees, Quartering fired the staff while drunk in the middle of the night in Sydney.
Because he wanted to sell a cookbook. Which he didn't even manage to sell the Trump cookbook in totality until like 4 years later.
No,
he still has
boxes.
He's still selling them until Christmas of 2025. Like, fuck.
Though she wouldn't outright trash him, has avoided being caught up in the quarter planet's orbit too much ever since. Hey, nobody says something was easy or cheap.
Yeah, this song is good.
Another failed business venture and another failed attempt to catch himself an e-girl. But that was okay. Jeremy was gonna throw more money at another conservative woman he wouldn't make the money back on, namely Melanie Mack.
Here we
go. Now, she isn't the only woman currently employed by the Quartering. He has several people, male and female, on his payroll that he probably shouldn't. But what makes Melanie stand out is not only does she not really bring anything to the table besides being one of several human money pits that orbit around the quarter planet.
It's just the truth. Straight up.
And eat up his
Telling it
net
like
worth.
it is.
But Jeremy is obviously fixated on and over-familiar with her to a degree he just isn't with any other co-host, and constantly white knights and fights battles for her to a degree that, even as a boss trying to look out for his employees, is kind of much. It also makes his earlier words about Christine Sprinkle and her white knights look a little hypocritical in hindsight. This was most obvious during the brief Goonergate incident in December of last year with Melanie and
that's where we ended up getting involved and felting all of them, remember?
A handful of other culture war righties went crusading against not porn, but extremely sexualized content in male-targeted media in general. Now, people started clapping back at Melanie and her anti-Gooner allies' Puritan stances, and also pointed out that Melanie, as a fan of Tomb Raider, was throwing stones from a glass house. Quartering would then come to Milady's.
By the way, I remember, like, to show like her like hypocrisy, you put like 8 photos of her from her posts. Yeah, one was AI, but the rest were all
like,
real. It's AI. You're like,
oh, okay, but what about all the other pictures?
But the other 6 that are in the same post. Yeah. What the fuck are you talking about?
Against these Gooner nerds who just wanted to play big titty games all day. Just to remind you guys how Jeremy was moving just a couple years ago.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here, Unsleeved Media, and I've got a scoop for you. I've got some rejected art from Ixalan. You know, I don't know if you have seen this. I did share this image with the YouTubes.
Who's jacking off to this?
You know what I'm saying?
Like, what the f?
Like, I'm not entirely
real. Who fucking jacks off to video games in general?
You know,
I don't really get that. I've
crazy.
never had that urge. You know?
Ridiculous. Wait, Quartering sat down with Crowder?
Whoa.
Hires all these people to help run his businesses that all fail anyway, save for his YouTube channel that could probably run just as well with just 1 or 2 full-time editors. The most use Quartering really gets out of these guys is as co-host on his Rumble streams, which he started mostly streaming from in 2023. Now he said—
when he was part of the Rumble lineup, that's what it was.
Yeah. And it was because of free speech Rumble allowed compared to YouTube, which is preposterous. Like, Quartering's not even spicy enough for that to be an authentic reason. Part of the reason why Quartering's been able to thrive over the years anyway is because all of the actual edgy people, the far righties, the edgelord comedians, the shot jock streamers and whatnot, would all get banned during the late 10s. And there was a vacuum for milquetoast righties like Ben Shapiro, Tim Pool, in the quartering to thrive
Yep.
in. The actual
Fuck 'em.
reason Jeremy went to Rumble was for the fat checks Rumble was going to pay him to stream from there and the benefits of constantly being on Rumble's front page. Jeremy's Rumble deal has made him a heavy chunk of change over the years, until it hasn't. See, Jeremy, despite his years of experience and frequent business failures at this point, still has failed to internalize one of the most basic rules of business, that is, preparing for downturns. When business is booming, everything's easy. You can lose a couple stacks and recoup it all and then some in a few years. But when winter comes, when the drought comes, when that recession hits and the revenue ain't hitting like it used to, is your business capable of weathering the momentary hardship and not just fall apart? The answer, if your name is Jeremy Hambley, is no. Quartering's entire empire was built off the back of his YouTube success. His endless stream of YouTube slot videos is his financial foundation. Everything else is supplementary. So when these other businesses have been failing, Jeremy was like, it's fine. When his staff payroll gets a little high, he's like, it'll be all right. Even when Rumble ended its deal with Jeremy, stopped paying him those big checks, his subscriptions there start drying up, and he didn't get reliably put on Rumble's front page anymore, he could still shrug and say, well, it's not great, but it's not the end of the world. But shit hits different when his YouTube metric.
Oh, nobody
felt it. That's
so
brutal.
yeah. Oh,
And it's still tanking, by the
from
way.
70 million views to 7 million views.
Let me see. He even has, I think I saw it yesterday. Let me just double check so I'm not talking out of my ass here. Bro, a few days ago, he got another 10,000 subs in one day.
It doesn't matter how many subs he has.
But his views are still the lowest they've ever been.
I know. It doesn't make any sense.
What the
Not
fuck?
organic.
Start performing so well too.
Looks like there's some trouble in paradise.
See, Jeremy's been getting a bit anxious as of late, like actually losing his shit a bit.
I know a lot of you have been asking about my breathing, what's going on with that.
Panic attack.
It's from anxiety.
Yeah.
And I've been having a lot of it lately. I've been trying to get off the medication. I've been on, SSRIs for a long time for anxiety. And they tried to say, oh, well, let's up your dose, but I didn't want to do that. And my doctor's like, well, it's not as effective anymore because you've been on it for such a long time. I'm hoping it's just a rough patch. It was a really, really, really stressful July between, my foot. I had Achilles tendonitis. Then I had gout. And then I had anxiety. And then I had, no paycheck for July because the Rumble deal expired. It was just a whole bunch of crazy, stressful stuff.
Now, you might look at these numbers and say, that's not bad. Well, they are bad when you're an almost 2 million sub channel and you're hundreds of thousands of dollars in the hole and are employing way more people than you should. Apparently, breaking even 70K on a video is no longer a guarantee for the quartering, not unless he's talking about something topical like Charlie Kirk's assassination. By the way, Jeremy has been one of those guys going at Candace Owens for milking Charlie's death for views, despite making literally dozens of videos about Charlie in a row to milk his death for views too. Reminded that Jeremy's full of shit and just as much of a shameless grifter as Candace is. Jeremy's metrics are even worse on his secondary channel, Jeremy Hambley. This used to be a channel called
Quartercast,
and he can't even get 50K on a video reliably anymore. The last few months have been
Yeah, but he has 2 million subs.
Stuff.
And the worst performing months he's had on YouTube in years. And he can blame it on his channel getting shadow banned, censored, or strangled as if his cookie cutter ass clickbait is worth that type of effort from Google. The truth is, after being blessed with a gravy train for the better part of a decade, YouTube's algorithm doesn't care for the quartering in his stank anymore. Censorship on YouTube has actually lessened recently under Neil Mahan, and Neil's even let some edgy boys from the past who've been banned for a while back on the platform.
Yep.
Now, this is terrible news.
I was technically unbanned too. Everyone's been unbanned. I'm pretty sure Josh Moon was unbanned too, right?
I don't know about that, but maybe.
No,
yeah.
he was. Remember,
Was he? Yes, that's right. He was. That's right. He was.
Well, he tweeted about it. Thank you to Josh Moon, by the way. He tweeted he was unbanned, and I'm like, really? So I appealed my channel, and I got unbanned. I'm like, listen, if Josh Moon was unbanned, I certainly have a chance to be unbanned.
For Jeremy, because the lack of competition was one of his main strengths. He can't hang in an era of YouTube where he's not getting that algorithmic stimulus package and has to compete with right-leaning content creators who make better content than his slop. The next few years of Jeremy's YouTube career aren't looking too bright. And if all this financial stress was occurring in just one place, that'd be bad enough. But it's everywhere, all at once. His main channel, his secondary channel, his Rumble, and worst of all, his coffee company. Bro, Coffee Brand Coffee has gotten Jeremy all the way f***ed up. Apparently, he's over $300,000 in debt.
What's wrong, everyone? Jeremy here from the quartering. I wasn't sure I was going to go public about this.
A little bit more.
But,
a little bit more than a quarter mil.
It appears I have to now. Many of you know that I've got a lot of irons in the fire. You've heard me say, hey, I've got my Mega Mixology cookbook to help fund the new studio. Obviously it's a meme, but you all know.
Studio. It was a fucking lie. There was no new studio.
No.
It was never built. It was just the same office. In fact, the office he has now is worse than this office set that he had then. I'm not kidding.
Have my coffee company.
It is, yeah, you're
all
right,
of these
you're
things
right.
have stretched basically me to the absolute max.
Man.
It was
Mega
fine.
Mix
You probably saw I was selling my Neo Geo collection. I'm selling my Nintendo collection. I'm selling all this stuff to help fund this.
Yeah, he's a millionaire, but he sold his Nintendo. Like, you wouldn't sell your Nintendo collection. That shit's like, I got my SNES collection. I would never sell that for anything.
This stuff.
Ever.
We really are at an inflection point where a lot of companies would take on investors. You know, I've got $300,000.
I'm sure you would if you fucking could, but no one's investing in your garbage coffee company. No one.
No.
Right now in debt. I'm just being dead serious.
And it's the worst type of debt.
I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to
debt
do it.
that's tied to high interest loans and unsecured credit. And he just can't sell any of it. It doesn't matter how many flavors he has or how many holiday specials he makes. He's not moving any
Remember
of this
this clip? He called him the quarterling. Sam Tripoli called him the quarterling.
No market footprint and no market penetration. Only thing getting penetrated is Jeremy's because winter is coming, bills are due, and he's got tons of inventory that nobody, including his fans, want. And before we get off this subject, I need to spill some beans about a certain not-so-secret detail concerning Coffee Brand Coffee. That is the claim that Jeremy does everything in-house at his privately owned coffee company and doesn't just drop ship.
There's a big difference between what I do and what most everyone else does. I don't drop ship my coffee. We roast our own special blends. We hand flavor our beans. We pack our orders. We ship our orders.
Is that right?
He hand flavors his beans? Do you believe this?
Handle our customer service.
Some guy has gloves on and he's like, what does that mean? I don't even know what that means, to be honest.
We are not a drop ship outlet. We're a real coffee company.
Yeah, that is also a lie. Jeremy doesn't do all the work in-house. Pick the beans, roast the blends, all that stuff. He didn't even really buy a coffee company at all. What he's actually been doing is repackaging coffee made by a company called Mill Creek Coffee Roasters and selling it as his own, which he can do since Mill Creek Coffee Roasters is a private label that allows other white label companies, which Coffee Brand Coffee actually is, to do that. In a video Jeremy posted to prove that he does in fact have a roastery, people are able to compare these photos to ones that Mill Creek Coffee had available on their social media.
And they're right. The only reason I haven't presented this information yet is because I haven't been able to figure out how to properly present it.
It's tough.
But 100%, this is the exact same facility, the Quarterings facility. and this Mill Street Coffee Company are the exact same facility. They're the exact same.
No, it's the exact same. It literally is the same. Also, wouldn't he have the factory still?
And there's lots of videos of these guys doing the same walkthrough and tour, wearing the shirts of whatever company they're pretending they're working for.
Yeah.
But it's the exact same guy in the exact same factory.
Looked identical. People also noticed that Coffee Brand Coffee's LLC coincidentally happened to share the exact same address as the LLC of Player One Coffee, a coffee company coincidentally owned by Zach Shutt, who's also the CEO of Meta PCs, coincidentally, one of Jeremy's main sponsors over the years. Also, coincidentally, of course, Zach's coffee ad also featured a roastery that looked an awful lot like Mill Creek's. Also, they somehow had the same address that was only a 20-minute drive from a facility owned by Mill Creek Coffee Roasters, who are the ones who are actually brewing this coffee. Not Player One Coffee, and certainly not Coffee Brand Coffee. This whole time, Quartering's been bragging about how he's doing everything in-house instead of drop shipping. In reality, what he's doing is technically a step below drop shipping, because not only is Coffee Brand Coffee a white label product, it's just a copy of another white label product, Player One Coffee. And this isn't some grand secret either. Companies who actually do roast their own beans know exactly what Jeremy is doing. So the Coffee Brand Coffee Company, that's basically a millstone around this motherfucker's neck at this point, was built on a lie that Quartering has been peddling for over 3 years. Let this be a lesson. Being a grifter doesn't always pay. The Quartering is spiraling. His metrics keep dropping. His businesses have all failed or are actively failing. He's burning through money month after month, and Melanie Mack and Sydney Watson still won't give him a crumb. It's tough out here for Jeremy. Well,
It's
not
tough.
really. Because as much as Jeremy likes to e-beg his fans to bail him out of the latest financial Kenora lock he's put himself in.
Mother's Day is next week, but more important than that, I'm hoping, praying, asking you guys to support the channel.
He still lives one of the most decadent.
I'm praying. I'm praying
He
for
lives
you to
the most
support.
decadent and indulgent lifestyle he possibly could, while constantly crying about how poor he is and under attack. And that's he just has to pick a fucking lane. He can't do both. You can't be both rich and poor at the same time. You're either rich or poor. Figure it out, Jer.
Yeah, T Limes, by the way, 10 out of 10 video, beyond 10 out of 10. Like, even at 9.5 hours of streaming, we're still engaged. But like, it's amazing. It was so good.
Lifestyles
so good.
in America.
Everyone, it's still linked up there. Go fucking sub, hit like, and watch the video one time for the watch time, you know.
And make sure
And he
it's
doesn't
pinned in the YouTube comment as well.
Yeah,
when we
yes,
do put this on the clip channel.
Yeah, Mikey has to be fucking famous, bro.
Even hide
For real.
At
for
least
real.
with the Millhouse Coffee Roaster shit, he tries to keep that on the down low. He'll just openly talk about and post photos and videos of his collection of vintage arcade machines, his fleet of cars, including a fully modded Cybertruck, his multiple $1,000 plus watches, his giant RC track on his acres of land, his giant ass house that he had.
He deserves to be broke. It's not like someone who like, oh, it was an unfortunate circumstance. It's like, no, you spent every penny like a, and then showcased it like you're a king.
The planes?
The planes? Like, was it 3 planes, or he's shopping for a 3rd plane or whatever?
Personally built in his 7-foot-tall saltwater fish tank. This ain't me tanky posting about Jeremy living it up too big. He can ball out as much as he wants with his money. This is me pointing out that a millionaire who lives like this has no business extending his hand and asking for a handout from his audience. The Quartering being an ape when it comes to running his various businesses and being a giant consumer when it comes to managing his finances is the Quartering's problem, nobody else's. Moist Critical recently turned off all forms of his monetization because he already felt he made too big of a bag over the years to justify it, and felt guilty about his working class fans continuing to give him their hard-earned money.
What a
But
brave
Big Hamby
stance
over
you
here,
took, Charlie.
Nah, he needs those donos, he needs those memberships.
All
he
right,
needs
guys,
that
I got $80 million. I'm good now. Thank you. I just had to hit the $80 million mark, and now I'm okay.
ad revenue. He needs a Rumble deal. He needs for you to buy his coffee. He needs for you to buy his MAGA mixology book. And he needs for you to pay for his hotel expenses. Holy shit, dude. Just get a cup, find a corner, and start begging pedestrians for change at this point. God damn.
So, bottom line, you're a huge grifter.
Massive. Yeah. I've actually, so I have it drawn out. I have basically a 2-year plan that started last year. I'm pretty sure that like my channel will be irrelevant like by this time next year. There hasn't been a big push in the last year. And if there isn't another one next year to kind of refresh viewership, I've already kind of started planning my exit plan. So I'm maximum grift.
Yo, MikeyNohMore. That was a great fucking video.